But anyway, hello everybody. This is a Night of Misfortune, bringing you once again a new session of the Triquetra Season 1. I'm saying this every single session, but I promise we're getting there. Conclusion of Season 1, which, I mean, doesn't really mean much to anybody, really, but it is a big point, I think, or a story point. So we'll see if we'll get there today, but we're not going to rush or anything. So let's go ahead once again. Oh, speed run, yeah, once like Super Meatball style. Anyway, let's go ahead. This has been massively well organized this morning. We're doing great. We have Ryda Cooper joining us once again, but let's go ahead and run through the people and remind us or people with our voices, if that made sense at all.
Did not.
No, not at all.
I'm doing great today, guys. I'm on point.
Have another cup of coffee night.
Yeah, that'll help.
Who's at the top of Discord here?
Oh, me. Yes. Hello, I'm Cooper. I'm back. I'm playing Ryda, who is a Shen samurai.
Sweet.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick, and I'm playing Cornelius, the human rogue.
That's me. All right, and I am Jake, and I am playing Silky Johnson, art mage extraordinaire.
I am Miles/K-Pok, and I am playing Pot, the Dragonborn Vengeance Paladin.
And I am George, aka Spiff. I am playing Ivarin, the extremely sarcastic wizard. Elven wizard. Elven wizard. There we go.
So we got a sarcastic wizard and a wizard extraordinaire. But yeah, and
they're both extraordinary wizards.
Yeah, that
in their
should
own
be
rights.
the party name right there. And I am Dimitri, Knight of Misfortune. I am the dungeon master. And with that, I don't have any corrections, although that is very surprising. I thought I did. But no corrections today. Let's just go ahead and jump with the recap of the previous session. Previously on the Triquetra, after rescuing the prism from the group calling themselves the Messengers, the party uses perhaps their last jump available to travel to 2551 Solitude in hopes of retrieving the Book of Dark Rituals and prevent the plague from ever happening. Due to Riggs's condition and the missing Ozune, the jump is extremely volatile. Ryda gets thrown out of the time stream and the party tumbles around inside the stream itself. Before they can complete the jump, the party is contacted by Ozune, who claims that he is lost in limbo and does not know where he is. However, he says that he could maybe pull the party to his location, and the party agrees. They are thrown out of the stream and find themselves ashore the astral plane, or sorry, not plane, the astral shoreline of a tower. The party meets a spectral caretaker who calls herself, I forgot to put this one in. I don't think she actually introduced herself.
I don't think so.
Yeah, spectral caretaker. She tells the party that the tower's owner, a mage called Xander, who is not to be disturbed as he has been performing a ritual of some kind for the past few days, or was it months? Deciding not to wait around an audience that may not have ever come, the party decides to traverse the tower. They discover its heavy defense system comprised of crystals that have various intruder deterrent spells. Not without difficulty, the party manages to find the control sphere that deactivates these systems and allows the party to explore the tower more or less undisturbed. They found a hidden prison cell where Ryda has been placed in some sort of stasis, along with a wide variety of creatures. They also found an amulet that belonged to Ozune in one of the empty cages. Unable to force the cages open, the party decides to continue exploring the tower in hopes of finding the sphere that controls the prison cells. And that's where we left off. Although I do believe you guys were trying to long rest at the end of the last session.
We got jiggity jacked up.
In the hot
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, in the pool, in the hot tub.
Hey, Also, it's worth noting I do have Ozun's amulet in my inventory.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure who actually had that, so I put that in there more as a reminder so that somebody would put it in there. Yeah, but that's good. All right. Yeah, so you guys are trying to rest yourselves in the tub of hot, and a few hours in, go ahead and roll a perception check. Somebody, I'm assuming there's somebody keeping watch. So whoever that may be can give me a perception check.
I think I would be fully passed out with like a towel over my eyes. I'm sure someone else is doing this.
Sure.
I mean,
Unless should we roll to see who rolls for perception?
if I'm asleep, would my passive perception of 18 be enough to wake me up and
Jesus.
notify me to
Fucking
things?
shit.
Passive perception of 18?
Yeah.
Well, you guys got to make a determination. I don't know if we talked about this before, but whenever you guys are taking a long rest, I mean, if that's your policy where you guys don't have a watch, then that's what I'll use, I guess, going forward.
We would
No.
have a watch. We've had
Yeah.
watches in the
Yeah.
past. So.
Mhm.
I don't think we ever determined like a normal order of people.
No, I don't think we had actually ever discussed it. Why don't we roll and just see who would be up?
Whoever
who'd be up
highest.
for it?
Let's just do one like everybody can roll. In this case, let's just everybody roll a perception check. Somebody's gonna notice something. And
Or
whoever is highest is the
Or
person
not.
that's awake.
I'm just snoring like, this will be fine. Yes. This hot tub is so relaxing.
All right.
Yeah. Old man Cornelius is passed out.
So Ivarin, you are the first to keep watch. Everybody passes out pretty quickly. You guys had quite a rough day. I think you guys used up all of your hit dice already, so that's why we're like full health. But basically, like 30 minutes into it, maybe an hour, you yourself are kind of in and out of sleeping. You find, or you see in one of the corners of the tower, it's almost like a shift, like almost like a displacer beast. I don't know if you know if your character knows what a displacer beast is, but kind of like that effect where it's like jumping in and out, like phasing in and out, and the effect kind of intensifies until that part of the tower is just completely gone and it just disintegrates.
Motherfucker.
Guys,
That's not good.
which part of the tower are we
Yeah.
talking about? here?
It
Like-
was like right here.
So that
Okay.
corner where the green crystal is
Oh,
just
that's
gone.
close.
Well, I'm gonna move over here. That does not seem stable. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And
But,
as soon
I
as you
it's
step
so
out
close.
here, did you guys close this door or not?
It would
I
be
don't think we
closed.
said we
yeah.
did.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
I mean, if we're resting in here, we definitely close the
Yeah,
doors.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean,
That doesn't look
Varn's gonna
good.
shake Silky awake and call out to everyone
What?
else.
What?
Look,
I look over. Oh. What did you do?
wasn't me.
Oh. Wait. So is it just gone now? Can I? I have Mage Hand, right? Can I go over? Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna like pick up some water and like fling it towards the empty space and see if it like splashes against an invisible wall or like just disappears out into the ether.
The invisible hand. Basically, yeah. So like when you shoot it out, I don't know if you would see like.
No, I'm tossing. I'm using my Mage Hand to scoop water like somewhere over here and just toss it into the
got it.
area it's gone. And I'm trying to figure out if it's gonna splash against like an invisible wall. Like does this just turn invisible or is it gone?
It's gone. So as soon as you throw the water out, it actually starts to like kind of float without gravity.
That's not good.
Oh.
I'll Mage Hand poke Rida and Pot awake.
Rita is still in the cell, so she's not here.
I will.
Am I
Mage Hand
frozen
poke
still?
Pot awake.
Yes, you're in stasis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Cornelius awake?
He can be.
Not yet. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh. What?
Guys, I think part of this tower is disappearing. Now, I don't know what your takes on this are, but I think we should get out of here. But we also just almost died trying to get to this dickhole wizard Xander, and I'm not leaving without at least finding this guy's body or whatever's going on here. I want some goddamn loot for our troubles.
Well, I agree. We should get away from this hole over here. And like as I'm saying this, I'm like moving over to Cornelius. I'm gonna shake Cornelius awake.
All right,
Buddy.
you guys. I think we decided before that like this is the area we had explored, right?
Yeah, where the golem was.
Okay, I'll kind of push open this door, and I'll call over someone. I'm gonna go wake Ryda up. Maybe we can figure out a way to open that cell, but you guys get ready, and I'll be back in a second. Actually, Avarin, do you want to come help?
Yeah, you're probably gonna need it.
Yeah. What? And I'm still like running this way, but I'm like fuck you, man.
So, Silky, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh god. I'm the world's greatest wizard. I don't need help. I want company. I'm like running, but I'm like turned over my shoulder, like explaining to him that like I don't need his help, and I just like want him around.
Yeah, so you see the remnants of the red crystal tree here, still sitting there, that you guys destroyed. And then as you look around the main part of the body of the tower, you also see more evidence of this disappearing parts of the tower around. So it's not just isolated to that room.
Okay, we got to go fast. And I'll point that out to Ivar and be like, so this is happening wholesale. We got to go.
As they run out, I look over to Pot and I'm just like, they did pick the two worst people to go and try to open a cage.
Do we hear that? Can I just call him my shoulder? Shut the hell up.
Well, don't we need to get some form of like the orb again to open the cage? Is that what we're suspecting?
Show you the orb.
Wow.
Did we get our long rest by any chance?
No, you did not.
All right, excellent,
Okay.
fantastic.
Did we get a
Well,
short
T.
rest?
Johnson today.
You already had the short rest, I believe. I don't think you.
We
had
had
any
a short
fights.
rest?
Yeah, you didn't have any fights afterwards. You had a short rest right before you guys deactivated the systems.
So, short rest, do we get our hit dice back then? Or how much?
No.
No.
During
You
short
spend
rest
them,
you
yeah.
spend the hit dice, and then during the long rest you get half of what you are missing.
Right.
Back.
And we don't get health back in the short rest, or we do?
No, just from the
No.
hit dice.
You,
so
you
that's
do
what
we spend hit dice, yeah.
So
Okay, which
I
is what
think-
we've done,
I think that's
okay.
how you have 39. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I got beansed. Okay.
I put the silken bathrobes that I had found, I guess, in this dungeon, and put them on, and start to head up towards the stairs.
So it's just you in a bathrobe, just like walking up the stairs. Yeah. Pot's gonna put his normal clothes on and follow Cornelius.
Okay. So you guys are going up. All right, let's do the Silky and Avarin first. What do you guys do?
If I got my long rest,
You didn't.
or if I got my short rest rather, I would have been able to burn my last arcane recovery.
Okay.
So I guess I'll use that to get a second level and a first level back. And I will just vortex warp right out of this cage.
So you try to reach inside with the vortex warp spell, and it rebounds off the boundary of the cage and does not go through.
Motherfucker. Well, that was my idea of our end. Is Rhino awake? Can I be like, can you like cat your way out between the bars?
I think I'm
no,
frozen,
she
right?
is in like stasis. Yeah.
Oh, I turned to Varn like I've heard that cats can fit anywhere their skulls can fit. Just a little tidbit, just a tidbit for you.
Good to know.
Not sure if that's gonna be useful or not here.
So, man, I don't have Dispel Magic. I forget, did we like investigate this cell before? Or like, I don't think we had time, did we? Because we were getting zapped and shit.
Yeah.
Well, you guys looked around. You guys found the amulet. There's also beasts and like fiends in here, basically, and then Rida, and they're all like suspended in this stasis.
This is a table, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Did we? I don't remember if we searched the table at all, but I'll go take a look at the table and see if there's anything around.
Yeah, you guys searched the room. You didn't
Okay, yeah.
find anything, additional.
Hmm. Well, shit.
Okay, so
does the case look like it has like a keyhole or like a divot or something that would take like some kind of key device?
Nope. So yeah, you guys last time you found that it was magically sealed.
Yeah, because Pot went ballistic on it,
Yeah.
trying to smash it open and stuff, and then yeah.
I don't have to spell magic.
firebolt at it.
You do know that the spirit told you there's multiple control orbs. One of them controls the defense systems. One of the other ones
Yeah.
has the ability to release the cells.
All right, well, we need to find that thing then. We're
Yeah.
just wasting our time here. Let's run off and
Upstairs?
catch up with the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Okay, but before that happens, we are going to go up. So there's going to be a little bit of time.
Oh no!
Pot's gonna say to Cornelius, out of the earshot of the mages, just be like,
Yeah.
bloody brains trust back there as we walk up there.
Shut up.
They always think they know everything. One of these days.
Pot like slaps his head.
So yeah, go ahead and drag your characters over here.
Big arms, big brains. Where are we? Pot. Du-du-du.
I don't know if it does anything, but knowing that let me ask this, because I don't remember out of game what my character knows, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What all does Cornelius know about Ozune?
Go ahead and make a history check.
$18.
So yeah, when you were working with the rune, you probably would know that Ozune was associated with the rune itself, kind of almost like a guardian or a keeper of sorts, but also that their magical properties or abilities were kind of like derivative in nature.
Okay. I'm trying to find the notes that had where this was. If I figure it out. Oh, no, I do know this. Okay, it's in the notes. We know this. All right. So, since I know Ozune is a dragon of light, time, and knowledge, he's a gold dragon, and knowing Pot is all dragony, I hand him the amulet to kind of like try to put it around his neck. I don't know if it'll actually do anything, but I don't know. It just seems fitting.
Pot, takes the amulet, puts it around his neck. Does Pot sense anything? Feel anything? Anything happen?
No, nothing happens.
I am going to hold, like, when it's around my neck, I'm going to put my hand on it and say Ozune. I don't know if, like, would Ozune sound different in Draconic?
I don't think you ever spoke to him in Draconic.
So I wouldn't know how to say his name in...
Oh, you mean the name itself?
Yeah, the name itself. Like,
No.
you know how
it would
sometimes
probably
names-
Yeah, it would probably be the same. Yeah.
the same? Okay, well, I'm going to say it like with the intention of saying it in Draconic. So with a little Draconic accent, I guess, but like just saying Ozun.
Nothing
Like a
happens.
super racist, like Italian accent. Like, hey, what's the matter with you?
Not even
only
a
to the
draconic
front.
Hey,
accent.
Ozuna.
I do
Hey,
my
hey.
I do my
Everybody.
best Shen accent when saying
It's a me, Pot. I don't know why Draconic now sounds like Italian, but
Italian god. Yeah.
but yeah, nothing happens.
Okay, then I'll just proceed with following Cornelius.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm gonna do a little bit of a divine sense. So 60 feet, celestial fiend or undead that is not behind total cover.
Oh, that's not behind total cover. So I mean, you have to see essentially. That is not. Yeah,
Yeah,
60
I guess,
feet. That is
yeah.
not. So yeah, you don't see anything. So you don't. See
Okay,
it.
well then, if that's the case, can I do it from here? Like just inside the thing? Because obviously I'm going to get nothing in the hallway. Yeah,
Yeah,
so here, so I've got like...
Yeah, you see this thing over here that you guys saw before.
Yeah,
And you do not get any readings from Divine Sense.
no readings from Divine Sense. And the golem looks like deactivated alongside the defense
Nope.
systems, or we don't know?
Once you guys walk in, it sees you and it starts moving towards you.
Christ. Like in a friendly way.
Yeah, like a...
We can
Like
find
in a
out.
welcome.
We can find out, or we can roll initiative.
Hey, so
do you want us to roll initiative because we're going to be the aggressors and therefore you allow it to be the the defender in that
Basically, if you
situation?
roll initiative, you are prepared to fight. If you don't roll initiative, then it's gonna do whatever it wants to do.
So Pot
Ominous.
sees it walking over. I'm going to
it's not working. Oh, that's why it's
Take-
not working.
like a step here. So I'm like a little bit more forward than Cornelius,
Mhm.
and I am going to roll initiative and like be ready
Mhm.
to take this thing on.
Ivarin and Silky, you guys can drag your guys here, roll
Ah,
initiative.
shit.
But also,
Okay,
one of you
dude.
roll a 1d4, and that's how many rounds behind you guys are.
There we go. That's
Oh,
way
Christ.
better. Holy shit.
Roll low,
Excuse me.
Varin.
So for my own sake, because I feel like I missed a bunch the last time, can you point out where all the doors are in this level?
Door here you came through, door here, and a door here.
I didn't see the third one. Or the fourth one.
Behind the golem.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
All right. Let me do this.
Ooh, a 1, nice.
Yeah, so you guys are one round behind. Oh, this guy rolled really bad on his initiative. Oh, wait, no, never mind. He has a different kind of initiative.
He has a what?
So he is rolling initiative.
He rolls the kind of initiative that gives us a hug when he sees us.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And then, Silky,
Presence.
you need to add yourself.
I did. I have to. Gotcha.
And then,
so slow.
Pot, you're up first.
Okay. Okay, I have one potion of healing. Keeping in mind that I have to remember.
The 5th of November.
Yeah. This one. That wasn't one. That's the one. That we've got that. Can't forget that one.
Aura of protection.
Yeah. Because I always forget it. I'm just putting it out there now because I
So
always forget it and then
how-
halfway.
Kind of what we did, I think Althea had this, or somebody had it in the last campaign.
Yeah.
You can actually click on your token, and then
Okay.
you can go to the cog, and
Yep.
then go to
think
Token
it says
bars,
aura.
token aura. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh
and
my
then-
god.
And then you can do that, and then it will remind you basically.
Oh, that is amazing. So what was this? 10 feet. Okay, 60 feet is not 10 feet. Let's make it.
Or any friendly creature. You know, if that golem wants the aura protection,
Yeah.
be friendly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always forget about aura protection, but it's passive, right, Dimitri?
Yeah.
So like even
Yeah.
out of combat,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
get the benefits. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good question. A friendly creature. So is that based off what my perception of the other creature is, whether I think it's friendly and therefore it gets it, or is it
Yeah, I
If it
think
is-
it's based on your, Basically,
Perception
you
of
get
what
to
it
pick
is, yeah.
whoever steps into its thing. You basically get to pick, and by
Okay, well,
default,
let's
I'm
go.
going to consider your party as yes and
Yeah.
enemies as you're fighting no.
Could he choose to exclude Silky if he wanted to?
Yes.
I don't know why I
guess.
would do that.
But why? Not that I need it.
Silky, Silky's my boy after the
Yeah.
last episode, being the little
Exactly.
football.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay, so my turn. I am going to. That is. Yeah, I'm gonna just on the attack roll. I'm gonna chill for the moment. Surrounds a creature, granting it 2 AC. I'm gonna hold out and see what this thing does. So I'm gonna do a hold action, which is going to be an attack, just with the hammer. I guess as a bonus action, I can use the hammer loots. As a bonus action, like every turn, you can just decide that the next attack it does is going to be radiant damage. I think it says there. Your next damage was from radiant light damage. I'm just going to do that as the bonus action, but then use my action to hold an attack, which means that if it and the condition is if it gets within my aura range, which is like about here, and it looks like it's aggressive, which I imagine we might be able to tell by the time it gets that close. Then I'm going to attack. Correction. There's a dodge, right? I can hold a dodge
Yes.
movement. Okay, I'm gonna hold the dodge movement because then I'll still get my 2
it's not
attacks.
hold. You take it as an action, and essentially you're dodging for the turn. So I
Yeah,
don't
but
think,
it's
I don't
like-
think you can actually hold a dodge action.
No, it's just an action that
Yeah.
you do. So
Mhm.
they had disadvantage on attacks against
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay. So they would have disadvantage. So that would be like the hold action that I, like in quotation marks, that I'm carrying over to the next
you
turn.
would, like fully take that action.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it would just
Yeah.
last until your next turn, I think.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay. Well, then I'm gonna be all dodgy then.
Okay. Yeah. So he is going to definitely come up to you and be ready, like he's about to swing. But then it is Ivarn's turn. Well, actually, Ivarn is 1 turn behind, so is Silky, so Cornelius.
I hate being double exhausted. I go 15 feet there, and then the creature looks like it's posturing a little aggressively at the moment, right? Okay.
Posturing aggressively.
That is a very
I will-
nice way of saying that, yes.
I will out of game think it's a terrible idea, but in game I don't know. I'm going to start spinning a chakram around my arm and fling it at it and try to smack it
Mm-hmm.
with a 15.
So you hit it, and it kind of reverberates around its kind of metallic stone body, but does not seem to hit or do damage.
Okay, well that's annoying. So I wrap it around my other arm and fling a second one
Mm-hmm.
with my bonus action.
That one misses and flies
know?
into the wall behind him.
One of these days. All right, that is my turn.
Back to Pot. Oh, you guys, Silky and Ivarn, I'm gonna say you guys just emerged into the room here. That was your.
Hey guys, we weren't able to get. Oh my god!
Hey, buddy, little help. Is it? It looks like it's very clearly going to. Well, we've already
Yeah,
attacked
it's
it.
like
So I'm gonna.
as it's charging, it like raises its fist and it's about to like punch you.
Okay. Well,
In a friendly way?
In a friend, is it just
in
gonna
a
slap it
friendly
like a
fa-
friend?
Like
It's like waving hello with its fist.
it's like a COVID handshake. Hey, buddy. Boo.
Too hard because it loves you.
Can I? This is a bonus action. Shield of Faith on myself, right? It's concentration. Does that mean that I would lose the dodge? The dodginess?
No, the dodge is done because it's now your turn again.
Okay.
So the dodge is an action instead of the attack, which basically says I'm gonna forfeit my attack or my action to make myself harder to hit throughout the next round. So it's
Gotcha.
really good if you're like running up to somebody or waiting for somebody to come up to you and you don't want to waste your turn. You're just kind of like trying to avoid attacks as you're doing something else. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
that was the
only
plan
lasts
here.
an action. It's not like a condition or anything or like a buff.
Okay. Well, I'm going to Shield of Faith myself, bonus action, and I'm gonna just do my double attack,
Yep. Okay.
my 2 attacks. Good. Do it.
So you swing a little prematurely and you miss.
Sweet. And then I'm gonna backswing. Good.
And that one, you on your backswing, you do just barely manage to nick it. So go ahead and roll damage.
Damage. That's at 11.
Oh yeah, you did
below.
roll it. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so you inflict
Okay.
a big scratch onto it.
Yeah,
It's-
and it's radiant damage. Oh no, that would have been the first miss, right? I don't know how that actually works.
I think.
I think the wording said the next damage roll.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it's the next damage, or I think, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and
Um,
it takes. You don't see it, prevent any of that damage, so it goes through. Yeah.
Okay, and then also, what is that? That's going to be down to 2. So I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to add a Divine Smite to this. So I'm going to burn a first level spell slot, which is going to bring me down to 1 left.
Okay.
Whoops. Okay, that didn't roll the actual Divine Smite bit. Where is my roll for Divine Smite? I'm going to have to type it out. Excellent. So 2d8. 11 more damage, radiant damage. So 22 in total.
22.
And-
Yeah, go ahead.
I have 21 AC at the moment.
Nice.
Also,
Yeah,
I
like
forgot.
that
I totally forgot to do this. We'll just do it this round. When it comes up to it, when you actually see it, it kind of like the stony structure of it almost kind of weirds you out the way it's built. It's almost grotesque, almost. So I'm gonna have you roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
It weirds me out.
Yeah.
Listen here, Sonny Jim. I was a soldier in the Draconic Army, or whatever, the Dragonborn Army.
Yeah, but you feel lethargic.
I'm not weirded out by any stone.
Yeah, I was
The stuff
stone.
we've seen in this campaign, really, a brain
Like
in a
stone.
jar, and this is what disgusts me.
Yeah.
I'm like a partial dragon god. I grab at stone. You know what?
All
and I
right, you know
smear
what?
it on
Just
my
because
face
of
and
that,
go,
because of your stony dragon background, I'll give you advantage on this.
Okay, and
Nice.
sorry, what was it? Wisdom?
Yeah, Wisdom
Balk
saving.
their way into an advantage. I love it.
Wisdom, proficiency, whatever it is, saving throw. Boom, there it is. Do it's
All right,
22.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah, take that,
Yeah.
weird stone.
Turns like it's just fucking stone after all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look out, it's stone.
All right. All right. Well, it's gonna go and it's gonna try to punch you 2 times.
Hey, look out, it's stone.
22 to beat.
The first one is a hit,
Oh fuck.
and the second one is a hit.
Damn.
Bring it, I say. Damn,
Yeah,
that thing's
Just
rolling
got
good.
punched twice.
It's not a good start.
It's not a good start. I feel like the damage is going to be a little high.
Yep.
The first
2.
hit hits you for 15,
Oh.
That's not
Ugh.
good.
The second one is
Whatever.
also 15.
Oh.
Okay, 30. Okay, sweet. I'm on 9 health.
Oh, what?
Oh my god.
Could have been worse.
All right, and yeah, it's gonna reel back again, and it's end of its turn. So Ivarin, go ahead and make a Wisdom saving throw. Oh, you're good.
Oh,
Well, you don't get
goddamn.
advantage, but yes, you good.
All right.
Yeah, you don't get double credit.
Well, Ivarin sees a pot bleeding, and he doesn't want to get blood on his robes, so he's going to move over here. And yeah, gonna reach into my spell.
Oh, you
component.
can't go there. So this is down below. So
Yeah,
there's
it's
a
a-
little
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
like a little pathway, and the tree is like the level
So
below
like
you.
there, then,
Yeah.
like by the railing.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter on the golem.
Got him.
Okay, it has
Wisdom
to do
saving
wisdom
throw.
saving throw. All right, it is. What is the condition here? Fall prone.
Fall prone,
Incapacitated, isn't it? It's
become
like-
incapacitated, unable to stand up for the duration.
It does not affect it.
Ah.
It doesn't affect it at all.
Made of stone.
I
Did you see
think
how weird
it.
that
I
stone
think it
looks?
would.
He has no sense of
I
humor.
don't know. I feel like my interpretation of the spell is that the prone is part of being incapacitated, and it's immune to being incapacitated. So I'm gonna say it's still standing up. But don't you do damage for this? No, you don't. Never mind. I thought it did damage.
No, it gets a saving throw every time it makes damage, or every time it takes damage.
Got it.
Stop laughing.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's not incapacitated.
Ooh. Stupid golem.
All right, Silky, saving throw, wisdom
Um,
saving throw, and then it's your turn.
Oh, I'll save all right. Oh no!
Yeah.
Add two.
That one fails, but the effect here is not too bad. It is.
Good.
You can't use
Just the-
reactions, and your speed is halved until the next turn.
Well, tits.
Does the +2 from the aura of protection let him
Oh.
pass?
It did?
He's
even
inside
with
the-
that is still a fail.
Ah,
Good. Great.
Can you guys see the aura that I've got around the
No.
yellow? Okay.
Yeah, DM has to make it visible to the players. If you click Pot's token and click the little ellipsis button next to the aura, you can say the players can view it also. Well, I'm gonna be like, oh god, the stone, as I like hobble away from it. And as I'm averting my eyes, I'm like, oh god, it's so ugly. Question:
It's magical
did my
in nature. Calm your tits.
Did my failed attempt to vortex warp right out of her cage still consume my second level spell
Yes.
slot? Oh, really?
Oh
Damn.
shit.
Fucker. Alright, then I'm going to use my last first level slot and cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
14 damage.
14 damage. All right. Yeah, it gets hit 3 times. Square in the chest, or what is it? Yeah, 3 times. All right. Still standing. Still stand strong. Cornelius.
I walk over to the door and try to push it open. Is it unlocked?
This one, good question. Yes, it is unlocked.
Okay, so I push the door open, and before I walk in, I throw chakram at the golem.
All right.
That misses. I will throw a bonus one at him. I'm just not allowed to hit today, so I will spend 10 more feet of movement and walk in here and just kind of get a quick glance at the room.
Yeah, so it's you find yourself in a cozy room that appears to have everything you need for relaxation. But the relaxing mood is kind of broken by a set of monstrous trophies on the west part of the room here. So
Why don't you
Is
play
that a
it a
door?
little? Sorry, you go.
And there's a door there, yes. All right, back to Pot.
True, Pot wouldn't see the piano. He was going to say, "Why don't you play it a little tune? Maybe it'll stop." So I am a little stuck in Dead Town. It
Might
is
want to swap
a
a potion there.
yeah. Can I do a bonus action to use a potion, or is it purely an action?
For drinking the potion, I think we said before it's a bonus action.
Okay, I mean, I am going to bonus action the healing potion.
Yep.
Which is a
2d4
what is a
plus
healing?
2.
Roll has 2 Ls, by the way. There we go. Nice. 6 health. That should help me.
That will help.
So I am also going to. I mean, I die if I get hit one more. So I'm going to expel 12 of my 13 remainder of lay on hands as my action and just stand there like a dummy because that's my bonus action, my action. So what have we got here?
Still move.
Yeah, but I'd get the attack of opportunity. I get smoked, I think.
Yeah, if you move away from it, unless you dodge.
So back to 27 health. And I think that's all I can do. Just be the tank.
Okay. The golem is gonna attempt to grab you.
21 AC.
What did I say, baby?
21 AC, baby.
It's gonna attempt to grab you again.
He's very slippery.
Oof. All right, so it does manage to crit the pickup, and
Yay!
it's going to throw you over the ledge.
That's not
But-
very nice.
The crit on the pickup was non-damage, and it's just fall damage, so it wouldn't be crit fall
Yes,
damage,
but I'm
right?
gonna have you roll a d20 luck roll.
Blessed be my roll.
Oof.
Blessed was not my roll.
You get thrown onto the edgy bits of the broken crystalline tree below. So,
Sweet.
you are going to take falling damage.
1 million
which I
damage.
shall roll here, in addition to some piercing damage.
Okay.
Alright,
You
so
said
you're
the edgy
taking
bits?
a
You mean like-
total
Like
Of-
the ones that hang out behind the gym and smoke and quote Nietzsche.
You're taking a total of 22 damage from this.
Oh,
Between
Okay.
bludgeoning and piercing.
I am on 5 health. And I'm going to look up. Ivarin's probably looking down at me like, what the fuck? And I look up, give him a thumb and go, made it. That's the end of my turn.
Yvarin.
Shatter.
Oof. Oh, God. All right.
So,
Shatter.
Constitution saving throw DC 14, and he has disadvantage on it because he's made of stone.
Yeah, he's a construct. Faux show. He fails. So he
Yeah.
is going to do 3d8 thunder damage.
Oh, come
no.
Jesus.
that sucks.
That is pretty sad. All right. Anything else, Ivarin?
I guess that's it.
All right.
I'm gonna brace myself and tighten my sphincter for the shitstorm that's about to be unleashed on me.
So your spell hits and it just like vibrates a little and then just continues forward.
Boo.
All right,
Shitty.
Silky.
I don't like this spell anymore.
God damn it, this fucking guy. I'm so close. I'm so close. He's gonna fucking turn me to paste if I move. Fuck it. I'm gonna that halved do I have to make another wisdom save?
Ooh, yeah. Vivarin
Like,
did
keep
too, but it doesn't really
saving.
matter because it's mostly permanent.
Oh,
wait, no
God.
reactions too. So go ahead, Vivarin, make a.
I know,
wisdom
that's
save.
kind of where I'm thinking. Alright. Wisdom save. Come on, baby. Oh, fuck me, the ass. Alright.
Yeah,
So-
you are again.
Excellent. Good. Excellent. Fantastic. I am going to
That's fine though.
disengage my action.
Okay. And then just back up. Oh.
He's
go
got to
around.
pick someone to hit.
Nice. All right.
We haven't seen him
Cornelius.
use any ranged attacks yet, right?
No, I don't think so. Yet.
All
He
right.
is fast,
Huh?
but he is fast.
I know. I fucking hate that.
I will take a step out and just be like, "Oh, where'd Pot go? I guess I'll do this myself." And I'll throw a couple chakrams, trying to finally hit. One of these days, statistically, I should hit.
There you
Aha!
go.
I hit.
Ha! And you hit him.
I'm assuming this is going to be fruitless though because it is psychic damage. 22 psychic sneaky chakram damage.
Actually, surprisingly, somehow he's not even resistant to psychic damage. So
Nice.
Oh heck yeah!
makes no sense.
So
Just keep doing that.
yeah, so the chakram hits him and a nice little sea foamy turquoisey light just kind of like courses over his rocky veins.
Nice. Very
Rocky veins.
Yeah.
Liquid rock pumping in his veins.
And then is he starting to fall apart at all?
He looks pretty beat up by this point. Yes.
Okay, I will bonus action do one more.
All right.
Pew!
Oof.
I bonus action missed one more.
That's magical attack, right?
Heck yeah, D10,000?
Yeah, D10,000, buddy.
Dude, I love the D10,000s. 9562,
Oh,
that's a
that's
good one.
That's
Pretty high.
Oh, that's a
it
good,
doesn't. It doesn't really correlate to anything particularly worse, though. At least not in this.
Yeah.
That's what he wants us to think.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, if you roll a 10,000, like the nearest star supernovas and the campaign ends. So like,
Sorry, I gotta pull up this table now. I don't know why I don't have this bookmarked. Oh, I do. I just can't find it ever. All right, 9562.
Do I get like 5 levels or something? Pretty sure that's what
Yeah.
happens.
incredible.
I'm gonna have to check some stuff here really quick.
You know
Sounds
it's good
good.
when the DM says
Someone
that.
near to us just died or something like that. Like,
And Xander's dead.
yeah. Damn it!
I mean, I'm kind of half expecting Xander to already be dead. when
Yeah,
we-
right. Like, oh, he's been working for days, or is it weeks?
or
Winky
months,
face.
or millennia. We don't
Yeah,
even
like
know.
we're just gonna find Xander. Like, this is some like rampant AI shit.
Sorry, this is gonna take me one moment.
Wasn't
So,
the guy in Starship Troopers who got his brains sucked out named Xander, the character?
Oh, I don't remember. It's been so long since I've watched that.
Yeah, it was Xander with a Z.
Does
That's
nobody
the weird
have
spelling.
this? What the heck? You guys don't notice anything happening, so I guess we can go to pot while I'm doing this.
I hate those ones.
Well, I mean, I'm downstairs, so
How does
I'm
nobody
gonna-
have a sword? What the heck? All right.
I read it, I think, before you read it as well. Nite, I pulled up the table. I was like, ha!
Well,
Hammer
it works,
for the
it works
win.
better if you don't look at it, guys. But okay.
Wait, we can find the table?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What have I started?
Be right back.
So, Pot being downstairs, I have no healing potion, no way to heal myself.
All right. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw. By the way.
Me?
Yeah. Because you can see it.
I can? Are you sure?
Mhm.
How certain are you?
Pretty sure.
I get the advantage, right? Because I'm dragon stony
Yes.
thing.
All right, you
17?
save.
So that's not great. I mean, that's not a lot of health. I mean, I've got to, as my action, casting it at level 1. Ooh, 8 health. Okay. My last rank 1 spell slot gone. Back on 13. So that's my action. And then I guess I'm just going to start making my way to the staircase to come back up.
Sure. Yeah.
Do I need to do anything to get out of here?
No. You'll make it halfway, I think, to the staircase. So you're one level below down here.
Yeah. And then the next
well,
half would
actually,
be
maybe like
get
right
to the
here,
top.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna try and hit you, Varn.
Of course it is.
2 punches at you. How's an 18 for you?
That's a hit.
And a 24.
I hate you.
So first one, you're taking 13 damage. Second one is 10 damage. So 23 total bludgeoning damage.
Oof. How come he gets to do all this damage and my spell does nothing? Ugh.
All right. Ivarn's still up, and it's your turn as you reel back from the 2 punches that knocked a little bit of wind out of you, but you're up.
Wonderful. Magic missile. Why did it only give me? Oh, okay. So that's 3 each. 3 damage each.
Oh, so 9.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, it's still up, but it has a lot of chips now.
Someone help.
Silky. Jake.
Oh, I think he went AFK. for
He
like
might have gone
1 sec.
AFK.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's skip him then. Cornelius.
Oh boy. Screw it. I just want this thing dead. Leave me alone. I will toss some more. Pew pew pew.
That is
All
definitely a hit.
Yeah, light him up. Okay.
How do you how do you want to kill him?
So
Nice.
the chakram lands into him, and his rocky veins start to pulse again. It like the color flows up to his head, and his head just like does a nice little just poof and explodes into a bunch of pieces.
Nice. Yeah, so as it explodes, it almost like explodes in like a clay-like fashion. So Ivarn, Silky, and Pot, you guys get covered by clay.
So
But
wait,
yeah.
did just his head explode or did the whole thing explode?
Just the head. But yeah.
Okay. So the body then falls over
And
and
like starts melting essentially.
and a big rock barely clips Ivarin's shoe. Like doesn't actually hit him, but now his shoe is stuck. And he's clutching at his leg. Help, guys, help. Get me out of here.
It was,
Pot'll walk over to Ivan and be like, I like this joke you play. And like pull his leg out of the shoe. And the shoe stays in the mud or whatever it is.
I get it. It's a joke. You're pulling his leg. That was pretty good.
Nice slap of iron on the back like I'm joking. Start heading over this way.
So, by the way, if you're covered in the dirt, there's a pool downstairs you can go wash off. I'm gonna see what this door leads to, and
Good
I
point.
head over to the door.
Pot's going downstairs to wash.
Okay. Let me reveal this area. Wait, is it locked? Hang on.
I'll just be like,
Well, Pot, you still
Notionally,
haven't
yeah.
made it up, by the way. So never mind. Yeah,
Oh,
Pot,
haven't
you
I?
were below, so you're not even covered in clay. Never mind.
okay, well I'm gonna come up and be like, confused. Nice work.
All right. So you find a room, or rather, lack of a room. So where there was a room, now only broken pieces of it remain. Levitating in a blue-tinted void, you see rows of arcane symbols etched into the remaining walls of the room, hinting at a ritualistic purpose of this place. Somewhere amidst the debris, you notice a pale, broken, bloodless body of a man dressed in wizard robes. You recognize him as Xander, and around his neck, you spot a star-shaped amulet.
Did you say bloodless?
Yeah.
I knew that mofo was gonna be already dead. And look at what he did to his room.
You also go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, I will do that, but
Well,
because I want to, not because you told me to.
And what are the other people doing while this is happening?
18.
Well, Ivarin managed to yank his shoe out from under that rock, although the toe is pretty scuffed up now. And he's hopping around on one foot while he gets his shoe back on and kind of comes over towards Cornelius as he does so.
But I'm assuming
Yeah.
you want to try that door, which is locked.
okay. I'm gonna just start making my way back then, but I guess I wouldn't be back by the time that this thing happens. And
Is Silky back?
Suki not back yet. Question, just before we proceed with that, was the golem, how you said the golem had like weird stone, was there kind of like almost like as if like Pop probably wouldn't recognize blood magic, I guess, but did it look kind of like not just purely stone, but kind of like I don't know, like a living?
It was it was definitely a magical effect. So it wasn't just strictly
Okay.
from how it was shaped.
But it wasn't like a living kind of like blood golem, stone blood looking thing. Like it wasn't very clear that this was like some
Yeah.
pulsating blood thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And actually, on his question about things inside the golem, when the golem just melts into just mud, does a big orb appear where its body stood?
No, so as you're looking here, you actually see a couple of orbs floating around here, around his body.
I'm gonna go ahead and mage hand the orbs and the corpse over to us.
Okay. Yeah, so as you cast your spell, you actually see something else happening. It's not in the room. It's actually on the ground that you see below where you guys initially washed up. You see a flash of light, and you see one of these familiar creatures pop in view.
Ow.
Oh, these guys again.
It's a handout. Ah!
And
All right, well, I'm still mage handing things. That's not going to interrupt me.
as
In fact, I'm standing far enough back that I don't know if I see that.
you do. It's kind of like below, so, or Cornelius sees it. You start. Well, eventually you see him too, because he actually looks around, and he begins to float towards the corpse. Or wait, rather.
Real quick before that thing gets to the corpse, can you maybe get the star thing around the body's neck?
I'm trying. What's going on with my mage hand? Is it
Try
working?
faster, please.
The mage hand works. Yeah, it goes out, and you said you wanted to get the orbs.
Orbs
So-
and I mean, I guess at this point we can leave the corpse and just grab the amulet.
I don't know if you can grab all three. I'll let you pick one or the other.
Well, let's start with the orbs.
Okay. You get the orbs. The hand brings you the orbs back. At the same time, the creature reaches the lifeless body of Xander and hovers over it. Almost so like you're standing on the ground, and the body is like kind of like perpendicular to the plane that you're standing, so it's like almost floating with its back towards the ground that you're standing on. And then the blue creature is kind of like inverted above him, looking like straight above him from above, if that makes sense. And it outstretches its hand towards the forehead of Xander. It does not seem to be paying much mind to you. What do you do?
I
Sorry.
turn to everyone else and I say, "What should I do?"
Should
Have we got the orbs?
We've got the orbs, but we don't have the amulet.
here, let's try this. I yell out to it. Excuse me. Can we have the thing around his neck, please?
It
Yeah.
does not respond or turn its head or body towards you in any way, shape, or
Well,
form.
if that's not going to work, I try to establish a connection telepathically with the creature and with Pot and Avarin, since he's working on this. And then I say again psychically, excuse me, can we have the thing around his neck?
No response.
It's quite rude to ignore people.
And
As
the
this
mage
is
hand
going on-
the mage hand can't reach him, or
Yeah.
No, it reached the orbs. It just brought him back, but at the same time, he got up to the body. So you can send him
Uh,
in if you wanted to.
Is
can
the
I try
amulet
mage
around
hand,
the
Can I
neck?
try and mage hand the amulet off the body then, while he's grabbing the orbs?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You send out your mage hand. The blue guy does not seem to be minding at all what you're doing. And you snatch up the amulet as well.
Well, I'm just gonna call like Mobius. Is that you?
No response.
Nice seeing you again, Mobius. Good talk.
It touches the Xander's forehead, at which point you see kind of like a goldish tattoo, almost kind of like around his head. It begins to glow.
The creature or Xander?
Xander.
Huh.
Does it look kind of like the tree branches that were in the portrait?
Looks like that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And that starts to glow.
Yep. Do you do anything?
I don't know what to do about that. These guys aren't like overtly antagonistic to us, so I think we'll just let him. I'd be willing to let him just do his thing.
Yeah, we have more important things to worry about.
And we also like haven't been able to like hurt them or interact with them in any meaningful way.
No.
So like I don't really see there's a reason or course in which we could stop it from doing whatever it wants at this point.
And they have the scary lightsaber swords that like cut through everything.
Yeah, so I think just like let it do the thing. Like we're here for something else.
Have a nice day.
Do we want to? Does someone want to observe what happens here while someone
Yeah.
takes the orb downstairs? Or well, I guess we can observe it from up here.
Yeah. I that's fine. I'll jog down with one of the orbs. Do any of these orbs marked? Do they in any way like indicate which one's the
Yeah.
cage's orb?
One of them has a cage on it.
And what's the other ones have on them?
It's actually only one orb. Sorry.
Okay. I can do that because we've disabled the rest of the stuff, so this should be just easy. So I'll take the cage orb, and I'll jog downstairs and plug it into the control panel.
Okay. While you do that, you get the other three. I'm assuming you guys are watching this guy.
Can I release Rita as part of that? As part of that
Well, it's
little
gonna take
shot.
you some time to run down there. So
Okay.
while that happens,
I'm going with Silky, by the way. Sorry,
Oh,
Pot's
okay.
going down.
All right.
Pot.
Ah,
So Varn,
that's what we're doing as we go downstairs together. Just
Remember that time I was small and you were large?
yes,
That was great.
good fun.
So you see the blue creature touch the forehead. The tattoo begin to illuminate, and some kind of magical energy begins to flow from Xander's forehead into the fingertips of the blue creature. And you start to see it glow in all sorts of different colors. And you start seeing its body to begin to dissipate in front of your eyes. And as it dissipates, it forms into this blob of energy, which begins to glow in a bluish glow. The blue light hovers above Xander's body and then disappears. And the only thing that's left of the creature's existence is the sword.
Xander's
sword?
sword?
The blue guy's sword.
Oh.
He left his sword. Hey,
He left his sword?
Ivarin, listen, we can work on the tattoo later, if you still want it, but
Holy shit.
do you think you could grab that sword?
I mean, I'm gonna do it with Mage Hand again because I don't know what that thing can do. I don't want to just touch it.
Probably nothing, right? That sort of looks like crap.
Definitely a normal sword.
I don't mind touching it. These bones have lived their years. I will touch it. If I'm gone, that'll be okay.
All right, well, I guess I'll try to Mage Hand the sword on over.
You get it?
No, don't do it!
Too late, I did it.
Ah!
Shit. It's done.
Not the scariest thing I've ever touched. I grab it out of the mage hand.
Not the scariest thing
Um,
I've ever touched.
So the blade is almost very cool to the touch, almost like touching ice, and it reverberates with this bluish glow from within.
It's do you feel warm? I do the thing like, I don't know if anyone else likes to screw with people like this, but like when you get a cold can and just put it on someone's neck and you're like, is this cold? I do that kind of thing to Ivarin.
What?
That doesn't sound safe.
I just like the hilt of the sword, I'll put it against Ivarin and just be like, does this feel cold to you?
Ivarin yelps, jumps about 3 feet in the air, turns around, and smacks Cornelius on the top of his bald head.
Actually, when you touch the blade to Ivarin's neck, Ivarin's
I
gonna
touch
take
the
some-
hilt of the blade to him. I'm holding the blade.
You're
I touch
holding
him
the
with the
blade
hilt.
part.
Yeah, I'll hold the blade while I touch him with the hilt.
So then you take 32 points of damage.
What? From just touching it?
Yes.
No.
Like, not even the
32?
sharp edge, just the mere contact, the metal of this blade.
Yep.
You said 32, right?
What kind of damage is it?
It is true damage. It does not have a type of damage.
Rude.
True damage.
Well, yeah, as I go to be goofy, I pass out unconscious.
I guess Ivarin rolls his eyes and pulls out his medicine kit.
You're stable at 1.
Heck yeah.
Holy Christ.
Okay, so not doing that again. Thank you. Well, that blade, it felt very cold, but it also made me feel really cold with the coldness of death. Uh,
Cornelius, have you ever heard the term "magic is a sword without a hilt"?
no, is that what they teach you in your weird elven schools? I don't mean to be, whatever.
Cool fucking
Sorry.
line.
My filter is gone in my age. Listen, yes, I know magic is powerful. Runes are powerful. I know these things. I got careless. That's all. I got excited and careless.
My point, Cornelius, is that swords are meant to be gripped by the hilt.
Yes, clearly, I know that. I was just trying to be silly. I've held swords on the blade before, and they haven't killed me.
Well,
Although that one got close.
let's be careful with this one, huh?
While this happens, Silky, you manage to place the orb into the control panel. And yeah, there's a brief flash, and then yeah, you don't see anything else in the control room.
Giggity dope. I will jog on up and release our girl.
Yeah, so when you get to the room, you see all the cages have been open,
Excellent.
and you see the spectral attendant, I guess, the person that you saw before.
Oh, this chick.
Yeah, she begins to transform into
Oh God.
this.
No.
Oh.
What?
Does she
I would
look friendly?
I would like to immediately, before anything happens, summon Blinky Johnson from my pocket dimension and just grip him by the hook of his beak and yell, "Fly, you fool!" And I'm gonna yeet him out the passageway that I just came in, with the intent to have him go warn people.
Okay. As it
He's gonna fly to Avarin and try to get Avarin to come to me, like Lassie style.
As it morphs into this, it growls and looks at you. Thank you for helping me.
What?
He snaps his fingers and disappears.
What?
Pot's gonna
Please.
run over to Ryder. Is Ryder unconscious? Pot's ignoring what's happened. Not ignoring, but as soon as that snap, Pot's just boom, Ryder. So
Am I still frozen in time?
So Rida appears to be unconscious, but as you get to her, you shake her awake, and Rida, you regain consciousness.
as I'm shaking her, I'm using my last lay on hands 1 point of heal to heal her.
She appears to be full health.
Sweet.
I've just taken a nap.
Yeah.
What? Where is this place?
It's a very long story. I am glad you're okay. And I help Ryder up to her feet.
Yeah, you look like shit. What happened?
I feel like shit. We might have summoned some kind of demon to get you out of here. I don't know. Some scary dinosaur looking thing with fucking wings just appeared and then vanished.
As one does.
Why
Silky.
would you do that?
Well, you're really important to the group, so it is what it is, and we should get going upstairs because there's a dead man floating in the ether, and we've stolen his belongings. And
I'm just gonna stare for a beat and then just not ask any questions and just follow them.
I look back at Ryder when because Pot started walking back up the out of the room.
Yeah.
Notice realizes that Ryder's not following him, looks back and just goes, "Come along," and waves her.
Yeah, you reconvene with Avarin as he is resuscitating Cornelia's back up, and you guys are back all together.
What happened to him?
Same thing that always happens to you.
Oh. Sorry about that.
Let me just say, don't play around with this sword. It will hurt. It's
Yeah,
also
I don't
cold.
usually play with swords.
Oh yeah, I guess you do play with swords more than us. Here, do you want it? It's cold.
Cold. It's very cold.
I
It's
guess I'll
extremely
take
cold.
it.
Don't touch
Don't
the
touch
blade.
the blade.
Okay, wasn't planning.
Jinx.
What is that?
Never mind. It's something the kids do.
You kids these days.
Yeah, I'll take it gingerly.
Okay. It
However-
is you instantly notice again the cold, but also with your weapons training and your military background, you instantly notice how finely crafted this blade is and also how perfectly balanced it is. It doesn't appear to have any weight to it, but when you swing it, it just behaves in a way that is exactly what you would expect it to do.
It can it like adapt to the wielder's like weight, I guess, or it just feels like it fits
I mean
me.
that you don't know, but when you like try it, it like feels perfectly balanced.
Interesting.
Would Ryder feel like familiar holding this because she's held the other sword as well, the one that we gave to the?
Yeah,
No,
I
the
still
other
have
one
the
was
life.
completely different.
Okay.
Okay.
Other than the energy pulsating that was pulsating through it, but in a different color.
Is there a sheath for this thing?
No.
If not, I'm gonna wrap the blade in some kind of cloth or something.
You could store the bodies of your enemies.
So as you begin to wrap it, it starts to burn away the wrapping.
Great.
Oh shit.
Well, just be careful. Nobody touch this.
Here, Cornelius, hold this one
keep
for
it
me.
drawn all the time, I guess.
Yeah, when Pot tells me to hold something, I reach out instinctively. What am I holding?
No.
Fucking liability.
Absolutely no.
I guess I'll just like hold it then.
Okay.
Well,
And we got the pendant, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got the necklace.
I would just like to say, now that we're not fighting for our lives anymore, next time a dragon from time tells us that he is lost and that he could also help us find our way, we should just refuse. I just want to say that. That's like who if you're lost and someone's like, I'm also lost, maybe I can help you. Like that logically makes no sense. Do we agree on that?
Yeah.
Do we like logically there's a disconnect there.
So who is this dragon?
It's Ozun. We were
Ozun.
heading here and we heard like oh hey, like I'm not sure where I am, but maybe I can bring you to me. We're like, and I kind of was just like, that seems like a bad idea. Like if you're lost, why would we think that you could help us anymore? We should just continue on what we were doing.
As
And now we're
Silky's
here.
saying this,
Speaking of continuing on what we were doing, guys, don't you think we should get moving?
Yeah.
Yes, more
This is an awesome
doors.
sword. We should use this to cut Timo like right in half. Turmo right in half.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this door too.
Can we
The locked one.
test? Can we test this sword? Can we just like start slicing through shit? Like, will it slice the floor?
So I mean, it doesn't like slice thing. Like if you try to cut through the floor, it's not like it's cutting through butter, but it will cut it.
But it will. Are you? Hold on. Canonically, it will cut through the floor.
Yes.
Not quickly, but it'll cut through the floor.
Yes.
Excellent. Will it cut through? Okay. All right. This is unbelievable. All right.
Try
I'm
it.
just
the
thinking of
door.
the ways we could abuse this.
Also, as you're
It's-
swinging the sword around, go ahead and roll a d20, please.
I imagine it's like a lightsaber from what is it, episode 1 of
Yeah.
Star Wars, when they're just like
Mhm.
cutting open that door slowly.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, you're fine.
But ultimately, like,
Oh, I
it's
don't
like
like that.
It's not that it's slow or fast. It's that it can do it. Like the
It's
fact that
safer
the
to
fact that
hold
it
the
canonically can cut through seemingly anything is going to be important. I have to imagine.
So this is locked. This door's locked. Can anyone?
Is there a keyhole?
There
Yeah.
is a keyhole, yes.
I look
Just go
at
in
it
the
and I
keyhole.
I give Pod a wink and say, hey, Silky, there's a door here. I know you're really good at opening them. Could you help me out?
Um,
Oh, Silky.
Why
I thought
don't-
you said Sergey, and I was like, what?
yeah. Well, is it locked? We seem to have a skeleton key now.
Well, yeah, touch the blade and see if you can open it.
Yeah, just cut a hole in it.
Just touch the blade. For good luck. Well,
I-
who has the key? This is just yelling across this thing. Who actually does have the key? Do we know?
We don't have a key. We have the blade is what he was talking about, I think.
I'll cut through it.
Ah.
All right, you
I'll
cut through
try to
the door.
stick the blade directly through the lock.
I mean,
Oh, we need
takes
riders.
It takes you a few minutes, to do this. Actually, go ahead and roll a strength check for me, please.
Can Pot assist with the door destruction by like
Sure.
320 pounds, 6'5", 10-inch vertical leap,
Sure. Get it.
smashing?
Cornelius is crying that she's destroying the lock with the sword.
Okay, as you're cutting through the door, as you're destroying the door, you start seeing more parts of the tower disappear, but you cut through the door.
Yeah, I don't like this place.
And you see a very lavishly decorated bedroom in front of you.
Oh,
Dibs!
that's my
You know
favorite
what?
kind of decoration.
While they're
God, I
doing
need a
that,
rest.
I just want to toss over this little study room up here.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
I did investigation.
That's fine. So
I would
you
like to
roll
dig
a
through
10.
this room as well.
You find a book titled Hell Operettas. You think it's worth some money, and then go ahead and do your perception check, Cornelius.
Hold on.
Were we doing an
Oh my
advantage with
gosh.
someone helping them?
No, you just get one roll. 14. You
Correct.
find a work table in the room, and it seems to have a schematic for one of the a control orb.
Ah,
Wait,
I'm sorry. A schematic for an orb it's just a picture of an orb.
I think it's just trash. We'll toss it. Can you bring the sword over here?
Like,
Sure.
it's like,
Bring
ah,
the
yes.
sword over.
Like diameter, and that's it.
Kidding, I think it might be worth something here. One of you fancy magic boys take this, please.
Wait, what is that? What is that warp point? We haven't seen something like that before.
Yeah, what is this like?
And I think all the other ones have been accounted for. Oh.
It does look like a teleport of some kind.
Yeah, right. We've seen where all the other warp points go.
Troll.
Well,
orbs.
someone with more hit points than me.
I'm at full, baby. Full 24. What's the worst that could happen?
Pot's sitting at the edge of the bed, just exhausted.
I will back with both middle fingers up, just like this is how an adventurer adventures, and I'll step backwards into this portal.
Nothing happens.
So lame.
I'll say that was the worst.
You gotta try it again. Try one more time.
All right, I'll walk in without my middle fingers up this time.
Nothing happens.
I want to take a look at the teleportation pad. Does it seem like the amulet or any of the control orbs would slot in there anywhere?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
While he's checking, how many orbs do we have downstairs? Complete.
Yeah, you
2
think
out of 3.
It's activated by an amulet. By
Oh.
the amulet.
No, we only have
I'll,
2, I think.
And
Only
you
have 2 what?
also know that it leads to or connects to any of the other portals in this tower.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
So,
So we've looked through the bedroom. We haven't seen. Oh shit! Can we? Fuck. Did we look for this dude's spell book?
You have not found a spell book.
Can I search specifically for that? Oh, hold on, is the body gone?
Yeah,
The
the body
body
went
is
into
in two
Moses is
pieces
gone.
floating around.
Can I jog back over real fast and see if I can turn his body over with my mage hand and look for his spell book?
When you do that, you don't see a spell book.
All right, then
We'll just search that room.
Yeah, let's search the room. Yeah.
What's
so you
left of
float
it?
out into it.
Float out. Oh, I think we just paw through stuff with our mage hand right from the door.
Oh, well, go ahead and make a search check at disadvantage.
And
then.
and specifically, whatever this is, like, what is that? What is this thing?
A trough.
We can tie you to a rope and you can go jump out.
It just
Yeah, let's do
appears
that.
to be like a decorative piece of some kind. But
You
go
wanna-
ahead and
you wanna
go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh.
Now, if we're tossing him out with
13?
the rope, can he do a normal check?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I want to do a space walk. That sounds awesome.
I mean, you could.
Can Pod and I go and do that real fast?
Sure.
I'll be the anchor.
That's kind of what I. Of course, that's what I meant. What the
Yeah.
heck, Pod?
I thought you meant you wanted me to go out there with you, and I'm a little
We're
tired.
on the way over. Like, why the hell would that be the case?
Maybe you can be the anchor. No, let's not do that.
Do we have rope?
I'm pretty sure I've still got rope. Let me
Yeah,
check.
a rope.
This is the most rope-heavy campaign I've ever played in. We've never needed so much rope before in any game I've ever played. I've used more rope in this campaign than I've used in like 2 or 3 campaigns
It's just
combined.
because y'all are paranoid.
Yeah, or we're just incredibly ingenious. All right.
So as you start to do this,
poop me.
you actually begin to feel time stream opening.
Oh shit! Hurry up!
I'm gonna jump from like platform to platform, like map, mop, meep, mop, and see if I can.
Not quite jumping because it's weightless.
I'm like space.
but
I'm like space jumping. I'm like launching from
you're
like this platform to
parkouring. You're parkouring without without gravity.
Yeah, launching.
But yeah, as you go through there, the time stream opens and sucks you in before you can find anything.
I turn to Pot as the time stream. I'm like I don't think there's anything here.
Very good. And then I'll pull Silky back in with the rope.
Well, everybody gets sucked in.
And
into the time
we
stream.
just got time stream, baby.
And you get yeeted, and as you are yeeted, go ahead and make first of all a Constitution saving throw, everybody, and
You were
a
gonna say
perception
that.
check.
Fuck's sake.
Screw me.
Wait, Connor, what now? Perception?
Perception and Constitution save.
Not
All right,
good.
so
Oh wow, we're all gonna get fucked up.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Ivarin's fine. Cornelius is fine. Silky, level of exhaustion.
Oh,
Rita,
Christ.
level of exhaustion.
Great.
And everyone
Pot
is
is
half
fine.
movements. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Perception.
Why would you celebrate that? Like, now we're all weaker.
Pot.
Excellent.
As you're floating through the tunnel, the time stream, you begin to, the lights of the stream begin to fizzle out, and you begin to see in front of you a vision of a forest. Except as you stand in this forest, the wind starts to pick up violently, and you begin to see blood draping over the leaves, and the forest turns completely red, including the grass around you and everywhere you can see. You continue walking through this forest, and you continue to see the same red filling everywhere as you begin to reach upon a river that flows through the middle of this forest, which is the only thing that you find that is not red. But as you stand and look at it, the red begins to encroach into the river. And as that happens, the vision ends, and all of you find yourselves on a familiar landscape, which it takes you a couple of minutes to realize, but you're standing on the outskirts of solitude.
I after our wakey vomit, blah blah blah. I tell the party about the vision that I've had with the blood-soaked leaves in the forest. Me walking towards, like, just verbatim, basically what you've just said. So, not sure what to make of that one.
Probably not something good.
My interpretation is that that this river is like symbolic for something where maybe like if death and destruction or the death and destruction reaches that point, then that's sort of like a point of no return. You know, once it enters that stream, it's going to flow and open the floodgates to a greater scale of death, I guess. At least it's in my little dream journal.
Does his description of the vision sound historically familiar to me?
I'm not sure in what context you're referring to, but I'm gonna say no.
Just any context? Is it something that sounds like it could be historical?
Make a history check. It does not seem familiar.
Okay.
And where are we? Sorry, where did we wake up? Outside Solitude.
Outskirts of Solitude, and it appears to be nighttime.
Okay. Well, I would like to rest. I am really tired, and I've almost died twice.
Yeah, can we head towards...
And I have 5 gold in total, so...
Would you say that you're pretty hard up at this point? You're like... So you're ready to go is what you're saying. Like
I'm ready for the next adventure.
Adventure waits.
Yeah. And I like cough up a little like bit of blood.
That's adventuring blood.
That is adventuring blood.
Let's just head to the nearest inn. I've got us covered.
Yeah.
He's got it covered.
Yeah, I could also pay for us, but if Vara's paying, then
but then I'd have to use my money, and that,
yeah, you know, I'll let Var pay this time, obviously. But next time
Pot takes a couple of steps, and like falls down to one knee, and then picks himself back up and continues walking a little bit. He's like sort of hobbling.
I'll try and help Pot up, even though I
will help Pot up.
Yeah, I'll be like, I got you. You carried me. Now I'll carry you, and I just struggle, like completely impotently against Pot's weight. Like
Pot sees Silky trying to help, and that whole interaction is like, "Thanks, buddy," and like strains himself even more to make Silky believe that he's lifting him. Ryder notices this.
I'm gonna blow a hernia out doing this. I'm like, oh my god,
yeah.
gotta go a little further to the tavern.
Yeah. And Pot's like getting hurt even more, trying to like feign that Silky can actually do something. Ryder notices this, and I guess that's when Ryder's like actually genuinely helping me.
Yeah,
so that's
I
like
will help you.
It's not even that bad. It doesn't even feel that heavy anymore.
I pick up Silky and I throw him over my shoulder.
Oh! Next time I'll carry you.
Next time, yeah, you can repay the favor later.
I can already feel my muscles growing from just that little bit of exercise. Is this what a burn is?
Atrophy.
Yeah, I'm like flexing my little tiny goblin muscle. I'm like, I already feel the pump. See?
So you guys,
Silky is now 31 pounds heavy instead of 30 pounds. Sorry.
You guys find the first inn you're able to stumble across your way in on the outskirts of Solitude. You stumble in, and the keeper sees in what bad condition you are. Asks for 1 gold per room, and lets you take the rest you need.
Cool.
And you guys are undisturbed for the night. You awaken.
Thank God.
With a long rest, with all of the effects, except as a reminder, the exhaustion does not go away.
As in, it doesn't go away to level 1, or it doesn't go at all.
Doesn't go away at all.
So like, oh
Oh,
shit.
wait, so
That's
I'm
not
still
good.
at 2 instead
Yep.
of at
Fuck.
1?
That's extremely not good. I had no idea.
Oh.
I should be, I think, even higher because I've been resetting mine on long rest, man.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so if you took it as part of the time traveling effects, that exhaustion does not go away.
Well, shit.
I can't. Okay, well, importantly, then, Dimitri, I can't remember how many times I've taken it from, the traveling.
Roll
So,
1d4,
oh fuck,
and that's what level you have.
that's a really fucking risky. Oh,
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
So-
Someone's a permanent football.
yeah. Do I add that to my? Do I add that to my 2 I already had? That'll put me at 5.
No, just
I
you're
think
at
that
3.
means you're dead.
No, you're at 3.
I'm
6
at
is dead.
3. Holy shit. Oh wow, I'm fucked up.
Yeah, 3's bad.
Is there any way we
Is there
can?
a doctor somewhere?
This is the problem. It's like time strain. Like we can't reduce this in any way. Is there a cleric who could probably try and like restore this?
Well, before that, let's I'll let Ivarin and who else is the magical user here? You, I guess, Silky, make a Arcana check.
Which all just vanished. So nice, 21.
Wow. Yeah, Silky. So as you're kind of assessing or been assessing, I guess, your situation, it is as if your molecules, your existence, is almost kind of like disappearing.
So this isn't like a curable thing. This is like a time strain.
It's like you're getting fucked up by getting yeeted over and over again through time.
I
And
blame
the
I blame
uncontrolled
Riggs.
nature of
Like
it.
she's been terrible at this the
Yeah.
entire time. Like she's never once sent us where we actually meant to go. We get jacked up every single. I ended up part of a tree once. Like fucking Riggs.
Yeah, if we fail, it's definitely all Rig's fault and
Ah!
not us at all.
Fucking Riggs.
So the night before we went to sleep, or even now, I guess either one, I do hand the burnt book that we found in like the library or something downstairs at the tower to one of the magic boys if they want to spend time with it. And then I have like some stuff that I want to try to sell this next day.
Also, in addition to your Arcana check, with your roll, you kind of tie some of the symptoms you have to like what Riggs had. If you guys look over at the book, the burned book does not have anything of note. It's just the burned book.
Okay, so we can just toss it. Like it's not even worth selling, like that bad
Yeah,
kind
it's
of a
just
thing. Okay.
it's just burnt. Yeah.
Yeah. As we wake up the next day, I just kind of look at everyone and say, I know we've got a few things we need to do, but we need to figure out, I guess, what year we're at first. But also, I would like to sell a few things. That's okay.
Sure. That's fine with me. What do I do
Yeah.
with this sword? Like, can I like put it on a table, or is it gonna like dissolve
Melt
the
the
table?
table.
Do I just have to hold it forever?
I think you could have like a sconce that would hold it upright when you're not using it.
Or like, can I like hang it on a wall or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as the blade part is not touching, it's fine.
Yeah, I want to see if I can try to like hang it on my hotel wall, my in wall, without it touching the wall. Like,
Yeah, you can hang it.
okay.
Can we use it? Is it like heat that it melts things with, or it's true damage? So we couldn't use it like to cook on.
You don't know
not- it's
because
not
when
like
when you tap it, it's like cold. So you figure it's like icy hot.
If I put like a piece of my ration on it, like my
I think your ration will
burns.
just dissolve,
just dissolve. Okay. So we can't cook with it.
unfortunately.
Well, that is fine.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
we'll need to
headed
figure
in.
out how to deal with that.
Didn't have a ton of high hopes for that one. I'll be perfectly honest. All right. Well, So since we have to like finish this journey soon because we're like horribly fucked up from all this time travel shit.
Yeah.
So we need
Well-
to still go to Solitude though, right?
Well, Solitude is where we intended to go. The question is, are we when we intended to?
I know exactly, right? Like,
Um,
does any of the staff of the tavern, if we just look like, hey, like, oh man, it's been a rough time on the trails, like,
What's
What
the
year
I'll
is
date?
say
it?
you look very
Like-
beat up even after your rest.
Yep. And the weather is crazy. What year is it?
Oh, 2551, my friend.
Hold on, please. Is that correct? Is that what we want to be? I think that's right. That's where we want to go.
Yes.
I'm gonna check my notes.
I'll
make sure
take your
that's-
word for it.
I'm checking my notes, make sure that's correct, because I think that is where we want to activate 2551. Yeah, I think it's right.
2551, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we found the infinite. We're most active. Reference in Barris Parchment. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So we're like I think we're here at this. This is the start of the plague, right? This is the year it starts.
No.
No, you told me
No?
that the plague started in 2602.
Wait. Oh yes. What? My notes are so fucked up.
You're here because this is
The
after.
book.
Yes, Turmo bought the book. Or, yeah, bought the book, yeah.
Oh, yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, rest up, and then we go and find Turbo again. We've already been here once, right? So we just gotta make sure not to do any like timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly shit and run into ourselves. But I think this time we like jack up the what was it? The Ravens or who is it? Hold on.
Blackhawks.
Yeah.
The
Blackhawks. Yeah. And just like prevent them from ever making it to the buy point. Like I think so. Actually, now that we're here, we have time on downtown to talk about it. Would it make more sense to just intercept the Blackhawk on the way to the
you
deal?
guys did talk about that last session. Don't remember what it is, but basically, it's not a good idea to interrupt anything that leads up to what you already have experienced. So since you already
We have to.
witnessed the transaction,
We can't interfere with it.
you probably shouldn't interfere with it. Which is the same reason that you couldn't just go back and prevent the Forsaken from taking the compound because you were already there.
Have
Okay, well then we could
Turmo.
immediately jack Turmo up after the exchange happens because we didn't actually see what happened after that.
Yeah.
Because we
Right, we just have to make sure that the us that's on stage singing Johnny Be Good doesn't see the us that's backstage fighting with the goons.
your kids are gonna love it. But Varn, I knew I liked you for a reason. So I think the problem though is when we tried to do this last time, those like scorched dudes like showed up and just like fucked us up super hard, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
they were
they'll
the ones that made us lose the trail, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Because I think we
Okay.
literally had the signal conference last time. We were gonna try and get Turmo.
So we
Right.
hide nearby, wait for them to beat the other us, and then
Yeah.
jump out when they're
And
gone.
then do it
and
again.
pick up the trail.
Past us is the distraction.
Yes. They'll never see it coming.
When you asked for the date, when you were talking to the barkeep, you figure it's a few weeks after that.
Oh, what?
Damn.
Oh.
Oh man.
Riggs got it wrong again.
means
Fucking
we need to
rigged.
go to. We know where Termo's home is. We just need to go.
I know, but it was so hard to get into last time. And he captured us.
Maybe we should just turn Pot into a big dragon right away this time.
Uh-huh.
I mean, no.
I mean, nah.
Would it be more helpful to I mean, I don't really know. I'm thinking of like trying to speak with the Black Hawk people and like get information from them on like what the book is about.
Why would they tell us?
I don't
They, like,
know.
merchants?
I don't know why they would, but Termo is
Here's
not
what we'll do.
helpful.
Here's what we'll do.
He's
We'll go to
not.
a pet store. We'll buy a little canary, right? And then we'll show them this new sword that we got. Touch the canary with the sword, see what happens, and then say, "We're gonna
animal
touch
cruelty.
you with the sword if you don't
That's
tell
animal-
us what you wanna know."
I thought Koopa was gasping because she was like, "Oh, it's a good idea," but then she's like, "Oh, it's animal cruelty." It hurts. um,
I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
I
would
mean, I
give me
don't,
the
Is there-
I don't
is there
know
any
if
reason
the
we
Black
couldn't-
Hawk people will be any more diplomatic with us, but I just feel like every time we go to Termo, we try to talk to him, and he's like the biggest dick ever.
yeah.
So I'm not sure. I think with him, we're gonna have to just resort to like violence. At this point.
Well,
The question
I will
being is
say-
if he's the source of all this going down. Yes, we could get information from the black. Like, yeah, like it's possible to get information from the black box. It's saying we're successful, and they're like, it's a summoning book. Like unless they know how to like counteract it, I think it puts us in the same position because ultimately,
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to Termo.
yeah, the
eventually.
source is still Termo.
Well, and I will say this: as far as the Blackhawks go, at least back in my day, they didn't really care. They just operated on money, and
Yeah.
so if we don't
Money,
have that, then
money
it
we
doesn't
don't
matter.
have though, right?
Well, I mean, we have some money. How
Do we
much?
have enough? Do we have? How much do you think that book was worth? Like, do you think we have enough?
Well, we're
to pay
not
them to-
asking to purchase a book. We're just asking like to inquire about a purchase.
Oh wait, just out of curiosity, for the sake of argument, how much money do we all have? I have none.
I have
We do not.
224 gold pieces.
It's probably not enough.
I was gonna say
I'm
like
sh-
that's.
I'm sure inflation has raised those prices.
Also, you guys remember how much the book was?
It was like 20,000, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
something,
Oh,
40,000.
I have to imagine
No,
for information
it was
on
500,000 gold.
Oh, there
Okay,
you go.
so we would need. So I think so. That is good thought. And if we can't think of anything better, yes. But like the likelihood we could generate the funds necessary to convince a group of individuals who would likely make their living on being discreet to divulge information on a deal for less than the price of the deal seems.
Yes, you're right. I guess I'm just not confident that we'll be able to like storm Termo's compound
Well,
successfully. So I'm trying to come
agree.
up with another solution, but
Yeah,
I don't have
and I
another
realize-
solution.
No, I realize I'm just shooting down ideas at this point. So I'm not really.
So-
No, but I mean,
Um,
you're right. Like, I don't really know.
Last time we were here, I did scope out the castle. There's ways that we could get in and stuff, but also if with that new blade that we have, if you can just cut through
Yeah.
wherever, then we can just go wherever we feel like.
That's true. But the issue wasn't that we couldn't get in because we got in last time, but Termo basically just like.
But we like half got in. Our stealthy infiltration was kind of botched.
Well, we lit a fire, didn't we? And then
We lit a
Yeah, we
fire
lit a
and
fire.
then immediately
We
got
got in.
captured.
Well, no. So we got in. We talked to Termo. He was unwilling to cooperate with us, and then we were planning our next step, and we basically just got jumped by the Infinite.
Okay.
And that's how
It's
we
time.
ended up in that caveman time.
Oh, I was
So-
talking about his compound the last time he tried to
when I
storm his
the
castle.
dragon. Instead.
Yeah, I was not there for that.
It didn't go well.
No, it really did not.
So hold on. So let's just do this like process of elimination. So do we agree that trying to assault Termo again inside the castle is a bad idea? I vote against it.
Yeah, I feel like that's bad. But I don't know what an alternative is to that.
Well, the goal is to stop him from enacting.
I mean, ideally, we would go and request an audience to him and with him and hopefully speak to him. But based on our previous interactions with him, like, I don't think he's going to go for that. We could certainly try, but every time we've tried to like initiate some kind of meeting or conversation, he just shoots us down.
And I hate to be a negative Nelly, but if this is a few weeks after we spoke with him last time, you know, he had no desire to speak with us. He
Right.
would know who we are. I don't think that's the way to do this.
Agreed.
Exactly.
But if you guys have already stormed his compound before, you know the layout, you know what kind of traps
Well-
and guards he might have, right? Can we just not, avoid
Again,
those?
when I say we stormed it, we didn't get very far before we were captured. So
Well, but we know what to avoid at least up to that point, yes?
But we didn't succeed though, right? So it's that we struggled, got captured, and then he basically was gonna kill us. Then Pot
yeah.
like Deus Ex mocking us out of there. So like I would say we have a extremely superficial knowledge of the castle.
Yeah, I know what the outside like vineyard looks like, and that's pretty much it.
But we at least know up to that point.
What
That's
What if we ask around Solitude and try and find someone who knows more about demonic summoning? Because that's what this is about, right? Like that book, correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, like was about like it's to do with like demon summoning, something along these lines. Actually, out of character night. Is that like what that book was about? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was dark
Tom.
rituals.
Yeah. So maybe back in character. So maybe there's someone in this town or in this city that isn't Termo and isn't the Hawk people that like know about this thing that might be able to give us some information.
Sure.
Or,
Maybe there's
like we could ask around in some taverns. We can
Isn't there a library?
a library, yeah, which we went to last
We
time. I
did
think.
go to a library.
We found the dragon stuff.
Yeah.
Alternate idea. We could all just put on an outfit and just pretend to be housekeeping.
We could do that.
Pot in like a little housekeeping outfit.
Oh, like stealth steal the book?
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe that.
How tight is their like security? Like
It was pretty bad. It's why we decided to go in guns blazing before.
mm,
And
Well,
I can't imagine our I think because again, Pot, I love you, man, but Pot's the liability, right?
yeah,
he's also the secret weapon.
I know, but like if Pot becomes a secret weapon, then we've essentially given up the stealth mission, right? Like dragon mode is I
What
have to imagine.
about I mean, I know we tried this last time because we were sort of just generally looking for info. Maybe we could try sending familiars in to scope out like if he has the book. I'm assuming it's like somewhere locked up or in his private study or something, but maybe if we could get like a more accurate read on like exactly where it is, that might help. So we can have a more like targeted, like, okay, in and out this room. I don't know.
it's a crazy idea, and I don't think it's one that we should try. But if I was somehow able to control the transformation elsewhere, like away from Solitude, fly in and essentially tackle the tower and smash it to pieces to open up a way for you to get in. It'll cause enough chaos, and maybe you can get the book if we time it right or something. I don't know. I mean,
are you comfortable with that? And also, we've never even like, I don't know if you've ever been able to control it.
no.
If we can confirm that the book is in the tower, why not just melt the tower with dragonfire?
That is, well, I could melt the book. True. I mean, that's a.
But
We're just trying to destroy it, right? We don't need to keep it.
the problem is that we don't know if we actually successfully destroy the book or not, right?
Yeah. The thing that I'm worried about
But
also is Termo is a mage, right? So he could teleport out of there. He could grab the book in the panic and off he goes.
Yeah, that's possible.
Well, I guess there's no harm while we mull over our options, I guess, is if we do a bit of light asking around if anyone else knows about this book or if there's any contacts we can get more information from, or something
Yeah,
along
is
these
there
lines.
like some kind of nerd like like a university or something?
Fucking
might have-
nerd university.
Oh.
Nerd
University of
University.
Nerds.
We saw Varin there
Wow.
last time.
Oh yeah, we have a nerd with us.
Just turns right to Varn.
Yeah. The whole party just looks at Aaron.
Fucking nerd.
And I remind all of you that we are playing Dungeons and Dragons right now.
I don't use nerd as an insult.
Yeah, shut up, nerd.
Simply as a
Yeah, shut
description term.
Such a nerd thing to say.
It's a fucking nerd thing to say. You count some numbers, nerd.
So, now that we've established Aaron's a nerd, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're telling me that Silky didn't get teased in high school? I refuse to believe it.
Silky flashes back to when he was like a football player in high school. He was a jock.
He was
Actually,
the ball.
canonically, Silky's actually a con man who became a wizard on a bet.
So when you say he was a football player, you meant he was the ball, right?
No, Silky was a running back. He was fast, quick, nimble.
Yep.
Yeah. No, Silky was a cross country runner.
I think Silky was in
Right,
band.
Silky was in band. Silky just wants you guys to think he was cool.
Played the flute.
Silky played the trombone.
It was the recorder.
Silky played the
player.
French horn. He wasn't cool enough to play trombone.
See,
So-
I was thinking Silky probably played the tuba, and I just had this mental image of a walking tuba with goblin legs sticking out underneath.
Yeah. Yes. Nailed it.
So, aside from our upbringings,
Yeah, I agree. We could do some research. I'm also remind me if I'm remembering this wrong, but so we got a clear look at like the cover of this tome, right?
Yes.
Did it say like Demon Summoning 101 written by and then the name of the author maybe?
Yeah.
Dark Rituals for Dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like was there any information that might like help us sort of get some context, like maybe we can, like if there was like the name of the author somewhere, we can go and do some research on that person and see if we can find some more information about like stuff that way.
You did not notice an author, and it was a familiar looking. So
Oh, right, of course. Okay, never mind.
And also, like, if it was that easy to track down, then the book probably wouldn't be worth 500,000 gold.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, nothing that we've done has made sense or been easy to track down, so I think we're in the right place. So, it's starting to get cold. The leaves are changing color. I think it's about to be the end of the season. We should probably maybe go forward, yes?
Yes.
Aha. The end of season 1.
God damn it. Fucking god damn it.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
say
losing
if we want to
inspiration.
do research. I say if we want to
No,
do
I said no
research,
takebacks.
we should, and then maybe do some more scouting with familiars inside the castle if we can, just to get a better understanding if we are going to go try to do some kind of stealing operation. I think we should have some more information before we just go in there.
yeah, can we kind of like consolidate all of that, like going around asking some people, not like upfront, like, hey, do you know demon summoning? Like out in the street to randoms.
Are you the beer baron?
Like a nuanced way of going about it. Like we're looking for, anyone who's like into magic, this type of magic, and then you like narrow down and you kind of gauge the other person, like whether they're going to be like more open to you discussing about like weird types of magic, like, oh, have you ever heard anyone, like doing any summoning magic before? That's kind of crazy, blah, blah, whatever. That whole side of it, can we also like combine that with some of us, with the familiars scouting out just to get like generally more information from either a like we go and talk to other people point of view, or we're going to go and stealthily steal this thing, or just generally kind of say like a day or 2 days or something like this, just to do something like that. I don't know if anyone has any objections.
I'm all for doing some reconnaissance so we know as much as possible about what we're walking into. But at this point, I really don't see any other options. I think it's going to come down to a fight. So I think that surprise and violence of action are going to be our best allies.
Yeah, I mean, like the asking around would be like if there's going to be another meeting, or do they know if Termo like goes to X place on certain day, or that kind of information. And then also yeah.
Sure, we want to know all that stuff. We want to make it as easy as possible to get in. But I really don't see how we're going to get in and steal the thing without a fight. I think that
there's probably going to be a fight, but
I think our best bet is just to get there as quickly and violently as possible and cause as much chaos as possible so that we can get away quickly.
Yeah.
So out of character, when we lit the other side of the castle, I think it was like a house or something. No, it was just inside the walls, wasn't it? We lit something on fire to draw all the guards to that particular building. That was in the future from where we are now, right? That was like...
Yes, that was years in the future.
Okay. So we could use the same strat, because they're not aware of it.
Didn't work last time.
Yeah, it didn't work last time.
Well, other than that, I mean, what are we going to do? Just like knock on the front door and go, hi,
maybe that's
fuckers,
why
and
it
I
didn't
just
work,
punch them in
because
the...
they knew it.
Well, you said that last time you guys went through the garden or something. What if you light the garden on fire and we go the other direction?
No,
I'm the old switcheroo.
I'm just saying this whole plan is not as good as just crashing a dragon into the tower.
Well, and wait, so
Violence
That's
how
kind
did
of
that,
a wild card too.
so
Violence
the
and
last
action.
so the last time that you guys did this, it was years ahead of what it currently is, or where we're currently at.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, then maybe
Good point.
the people and guards and safety and all that stuff isn't nearly as good as what it was then. He hasn't had time to build it up.
Possible.
Okay. I don't know how this affects us, but if in some years I turn into a dragon and destroy the castle because I'm a giant dragon inside the castle, if we destroy the castle now, won't that fuck with timey-wimey stuff? Because the castle wouldn't exist.
He could have rebuilt.
True.
But I mean, we're fucking with timey-wimey stuff anyways.
Just go and take care of things. Do what we gotta do.
Okay, so the plan is to do what? Am I going off to
Well, I don't
try
know.
and transform?
If we are gonna try to harness dragon power, I think you need to do some like practice.
Yeah.
We have no idea if that's gonna be effective.
I think maybe just doing what you did last time. Maybe that's why there was no traps and stuff, and they knew where to find you because you had done it before. But then you wouldn't have been successful. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, we got a little bit in. I mean, I did crash tackle a man off a watchtower, and we got a little bit of the ways in. It's just Termo was a little strong and encapsulated us in like a giant crystal thing, and we couldn't move. And then,
Well, if that
Just
was years
before.
in the future, he's probably not nearly that strong right now then. I assume. And if he is, you know how to break a crystal.
well, I didn't do anything. It just happened without my control. So I can't. That's what I
Yes.
mean. Like, I'm not confident enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing, and
Well,
Yeah.
based on the conversations we've had and the things we've been through the last week or two, I have full confidence and faith in your ability.
can Pot hear Mira laughing somewhere in the universe?
Not quite.
Not quite, but almost.
He feels like he hears her laughing so much.
It's your own.
I mean, I'm happy to wander off. It's gonna take me a little bit of time. I'm not sure how much time, but maybe we can split this time, because I'm not going to be able to just walk off, 10 miles out of solitude and like assume some kind of pose and turn into a dragon. It might not even work. I might transform and then have no control over it. I'm probably going to need some form of guidance with it, and I don't know if that's going to be available to me. So there's a lot of ifs, buts, and whens with me transforming, but I don't mind trying to give it a go in a safe enough. I mean, nowhere's really safe, I guess. If you turn into a giant dragon, I'm going to fly back here if that's what happens, but I don't mind giving that a go. But just know that if I don't have control over it, I think that is a power that you're not going to be able to stop, and the city's not going to be able to stop. And it could lead to the destruction of the entire solitude. Because they don't, just out of character, they don't know that I'm like one step down from, that was just said to me, right? That like you're essentially like one dragon size down from the big god dragon stuff, right? It's like an elder dragon or whatever it is. So.
Well, I don't think you know anything about that.
Okay. Well.
It's a secret. So, to summarize, have we formulated a plan here? Because it sounds like...
No.
Yes, we're going in, guns a-blazing. We're gonna beat the losers. Beat the losers, not be the losers. Beat. We're going to be the winners.
Champions as well.
How about we do this then? How about I go off somewhere a ways from Solitude. I will try to do the dragon thing. In the meantime, what if you guys do that whole recon thing? See if you can find someone who knows more about the book. Maybe there's an alternate way that doesn't require guns blazing. And if we do have to go guns blazing, then you guys might be able to recon a path or like how to get in there or whatever's going to be the best way if we do go about that.
Yes, that makes sense.
All right.
Then if
Well, let's break then and do our things.
All right.
Okay.
So, Pi, what are you doing?
So my plan is to summon Steady Dan, and I'm just gonna ride. Like I'm gonna have enough, organize enough rations and whatever for like to travel. I just want to travel as far away from Solitude as I can get in kind of like a remote location, remote area. And I don't know how much detail you want me to go into just yet with that whole scene or anything.
Yeah, let's hold off. I imagine you're gonna ride off. How long do you want to ride off for?
What time would it be now?
Morning.
Like when we've had the morning time? Okay, I'm gonna ride until like let's go 3 p.m. or something.
Okay, so you ride for half a day. All right.
Yeah.
What are the other guys doing?
Is no one going with him?
I'm not going. You're a dragon. Why would I go with him?
Well, it didn't go very well last time.
Well, I
No
mean,
reason not
that's
to
even
go
less
with
reason
him.
to go with him. Yeah, what? Right,
It'll be
you go with
fine.
him.
I believe in him.
That's fine.
Okay.
I believe in him.
So-
He'll be fine.
I look back
didn't last
to see if
time
anyone.
he like went crazy, then passed out and was like, unconscious for a while afterwards.
Yes.
So we're just gonna like leave him in the woods.
I like
I mean, if
As
you, want to
Ryder's
Ryder's
saying
babysit,
this.
if you want to babysit an aggro dragon, then
As
please.
as Ryder's saying this, I put my hand on Ryder, like indicating like, will you?
Yes, I will follow him.
I will follow him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steedy Dan is struggling with a giant cat and a giant dragonborn on the back of Steedy Dan. But I guess.
do you do with
I don't
the
know if you want to do
sword?
anything. That's a good point.
God, if Ryder dies trying to take this bad boy dragon down, we're gonna lose the fucking lightsaber.
Look, I am going to keep my distance, but
I mean, can you run faster than an adult dragon?
It's bigger than an
well,
adult
he
dragon,
didn't
yeah.
attack us last time, right?
No.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I mean,
It'll be
he
fine.
attacked everything, right? He didn't attack us in the same way that like a nuclear bomb doesn't like destroy, Joe Smith.
So, I'm going to say I'm going to communicate to Ryder that like perhaps like your presence there, I might be able to use that as a like anchor point, for staying
Maybe.
staying conscious.
We'll do exercises. Like you transform and then I'll like
Run.
I'll give you like, math equations to see if you're still like conscious
It's like
mentally there.
brain surgery.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you do
Okay,
with the sword,
yeah.
Ryder?
Oh shit.
Does it have a button
Could she-
that can retract like a lightsaber?
No.
Could you not like just hold it when I guess your arm would get a little.
I mean, I could. I'm just like, this thing is dangerous, but I guess I'll just take it with us.
I mean, if you have to use it against me, I guess. But
That would be bad. But yeah, I guess we probably shouldn't leave it unattended, so I'll just take it with me.
Okay. All right, so you're just holding it. What are the other three doing?
I guess I'll go and send my familiar in like owl form to scope out the castle.
Okay. Silky?
I am going to stay with. Oh God, Ryder's going with just Solo to. Oh,
You
it's
want to
too
come?
bad.
You can.
No, I'll come. That's this is so bad. I'll come with Ryder.
Okay. Cornelius?
I'll come with Ryder. I'm just like dejectedly like slap my shoulders and be like, I can't let you do this by yourself. But like, holy shit, we're gonna get killed.
I want to do a couple things around the shops. I want to sell a few of the things that I took from the tower.
Okay.
I want to see if I can find any kind of I know I started building rapport with what was that shop called? The one that's just like a little stand right now, the Lavender Emporium.
Mhm.
I know I kind of built a rapport with them the last time we were here. I want to see if maybe they have like a sheath for this sword that Ryda has, and then I want to ask around and just see if like there's like a contracting company that that has the servants to the Valen family, and see if I can somehow get a job within the day.
Okay, so what do you want to sell?
So I've got a handful of decorative coins, and I've got a fine box.
Okay. You can get like 100 gold for all that.
Wait, I'll get the 100 gold.
If you ask the Lavender Emporium guy about the sheath, he says, I've never really heard of any object like that, and it would be pretty hard to help you out without knowing what the sword really does. Or is.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know much more than that. Okay, well, thank you for your assistance.
And then
And I tip him a gold for his consultation.
And then regarding the job, go ahead and make a charisma roll.
Boom.
You do not find any contacts or ways in, I guess, for that.
Okay, sounds good.
So how are you fitting 3 people on a horse?
Great question. Silky can ride on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Ah!
But also weight-wise.
I mean,
So-
it's Steely Dan's like a warhorse, right?
Steely Dan is indeed a warhorse, I believe.
How much can a warhorse carry?
How
What's-
much
hold
horse
on.
can a warhorse course and a warhorse
Oh, shut the fuck up.
horse?
Hold on.
15 times its strength score.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm just googling the
What
Which
is
strength
its
of a warhorse.
18? I think. Let's check Steely Dan. Okay.
Strength is 18, so you carry
Yeah.
270 pounds. Is that right? That seems like not a lot.
Steely Dan, I cannot ever ride Steely Dan. If that's the case.
What? How heavy are you?
320
God.
pounds. I mean, that's like a big bodybuilder. Like a Pot's a
That's
6'7".
humongous.
Like humans get that big. Pot is a 6'7" dragonborn,
I guess so.
320 pounds. I mean, that's yeah.
Okay, no Steely Dan then.
Unless you want to go by yourself.
Unless I want to go by myself.
Yeah.
That can't be right, though. Hold on.
I think it can carry you just fine. It's just the other. When you go beyond
Yeah,
that.
that weight limit has to be like a cargo limit in addition to a rider or something.
Yeah,
Does
that would
it
make
have-
sense.
Does it have like the feature like some larger races do, where it's like what, large body or whatever it's called, large build? You can carry double the normal capacity.
Hmm.
According to the Roll20 compendium, a draft horse can carry 540 pounds.
Holy shit.
Riding horse can carry 480 pounds.
Or a horse can carry 540.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good then.
Well, I mean, how much do you weigh?
I'm 180.
Yeah, so
I'm
like
half of his
it
weight.
can't carry both of you and your stuff, let alone Silky.
Oh shit.
500 in total, yeah, for Ryder and I.
It's
Plus
that's
the
just
weight.
you.
I guess
plus
we'll
your
go on
stuff.
foot
Yeah.
then.
You know what? The inn probably has a couple of horses in the stable that belong to the inn. Can we rent one of them out for the day?
Yeah.
Yes. You can rent out a horse for 5 gold a day.
Sure.
5 gold. Damn, that's steep.
That's-
Jesus
Steep,
Christ,
but-
that's steep.
How about 3 gold?
Whatever. 5 gold. I've got plenty.
Persuasion check?
Oh no, that's not my strength.
This is my strength. Do it.
Strength is
Nope,
my
5 gold. I already cut down on the room price.
Yeah, I'll
Oh.
shell out 5 gold.
Okay. Yeah, you and Silky can probably be carried by one. All right, so you guys ride off. Spiff, Jesus Christ. Ivarin, what are your instructions for the familiar?
Fly around, see if the guard patterns are the same as they were before, patrol routes, where the guards are posted, and then maybe land on the tower, turn into like a spider or some shit, and see if it can get in.
Okay. Roll a d20 for me.
Just a normal d20.
Yep. And I'm assuming you have it go out the entire day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, Jesus.
Ugh.
Your familiar returns confused and dazed and does not report anything.
Oh no.
Ruddy owl.
All right. So the 3 of you ride out for, I'm going to say 6 to 8 hours out of solitude and find a quiet space between some hills.
All right.
Beautiful, picturesque. There's like
Yeah.
deer and birds chirping.
Birds chirping,
I
yeah.
had no fucking idea what's coming.
Ready to get
Apocalypse now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, birds.
So I think it's probably best you guys stay back, stay hidden. This could be a while. So
Doesn't she just? It's gonna be like trying to make himself angry like the Hulk or what?
no, I have an idea. I have some ideas. How maybe this could work. But let's not try the symbol straight away.
Okay.
And Pot is going to just find like a little spot for himself in the clearing. And he is going to whisper to himself or to the universe in Draconic. He's going to say, Mira, I need you. Does he get a response?
No.
Pot is going to sit down and fade to black.
Okay.
So Pot's sitting down the field. No, he's sitting down the field, and he's going to
Get drunk.
get super wasted on dragon power. He's going to try and he's vividly remembering the dream that he had about fighting himself as a dragon, and that whole conflict between himself and his father, which I think from memory the only team members that know about that is Ryder and Cornelius, I think from memory.
I think.
Like when I woke up. And so that whole thing that happened to me where I or Pop passed out unconscious, had that dream where Mira was involved, teleported behind me, pushed me into the cave, and I had to like fight my own demon kind of thing. So Pot's going to be like concentrating on that. And does that have any effect on him? Like just remembering vividly about all those, that feeling, how he felt in that moment, anything like that?
Okay, so Pot basically sits down and starts meditating.
Yep.
Ryda and Silky, what do you do?
I pull out a deck of cards and start playing solitaire.
Oh, well, I would have played with you. Okay, I guess I'll.
Fine, I'll play.
No,
Go
I've. I'm going to start working on my false identity forms. I'm going to start like adding additional titles to my
that's smart.
my secret identity.
How do you
My
play
second
solitaire with one hand holding the sword?
Oh shit! This
Just wedge
fucking sword.
wedge it in the ground, man.
It's gonna like cut the earth in half.
That's fine. It won't do it fast. Like it's not.
I'm
It's not
gonna
gonna, like
stick it in the ground and see what happens.
yeah. It's not gonna like sink like
It
right through the
slowly
earth.
starts to sink.
Okay, well I'll just
Yeah.
leave it, and then when it starts like, you know, getting close to the hilt, I'll just take it out and I'll
Restick
stick
it.
it in another spot.
All right. Pot, nothing happens. You sit like this for an hour.
Okay. Let me check my inventory real quick. Anything in the bag? So nothing happens when I meditate for that hour, and that just includes like any kind of description, like trying to talk to Mira, trying to do
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Okay. I'm gonna just try for another hour then, I guess. Same
Okay.
result.
Nothing happens. Starting to get dark now.
I am going to walk over to Ryder and Silky and be like, well, seems my ideas of trying to communicate with Mira, who has been a little bit of a guiding hand in the past, at least, have failed. I'm not getting a response there, and just trying to remember how I felt when transforming. That has not helped or worked. So I think it might be time to see if the symbol is going to transform me, like as a trigger, I guess, to sort of start that reaction. So what I'd probably suggest is you can leave the symbol somewhere. Say I go out into the field, I'll sit down, and you can place the symbol like behind me or something like this on the ground, and go and hide. Don't let me know where you are, and then I'll look at the symbol and we'll see what happens, I guess.
Sure, yeah, we will take cover.
Yeah, but just make sure you don't let me know where you are, so that if you do have to flee, then yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we go and do that. I go and sit down in the field, trying my best to pay no attention to Ryder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they do that and then hide, and then you go over and look. You don't feel anything as you look at it, so you look more intently, and then slowly you become more and more frustrated. And kind of
frustration is what triggers the.
You throw your fists into the ground in front of the symbol, but nothing happens.
Pot turns, faces the symbol. He's on his knees looking at the symbol, feeling that rage inside him. He continues like hitting the ground with his fists, sort of like cursing, not cursing, but almost cursing at like Mira for not answering, and cursing, his father for giving him the ability to do this, but he can't control it. Like he's just angry about this whole situation of like he's got this power that is he can't control. He can't, like, he's trying to help here, but he can't actually make it work. And he thought he could actually make it work. He thought that Mira was going to communicate back to him, so he's angry about that, and he just keeps. Like, I don't want to say like he's like fucking Mira and then like punching the ground, but he's sort of.
You told me this would work.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he's angry, I guess. He's angry and getting more like frustrated, I guess, with the fact that he feels abandoned by his by Mira or that side of his family, I guess, because no one is here to. Like at a moment when he needs them to be here to assist, they're not. And just keeps, yeah.
So you see Pod break down.
Yep.
But not in the way you were expecting.
Should we go over there and see what's going on?
Yeah.
But like slumps.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I'll say hey, buddy also, but I'm like, if the camera pans, I'm like 40 feet further away from him than Ryder is. like, hey, I'm gonna call you like, hey, buddy.
I walk over and I hand him like part of a ration. Like, you've been trying for a while. Maybe just take a break.
Pot like grabs the ration, looks at the ration in his hand, and like is still frustrated with this situation and like crushes the ration like with all his strength in his hand, and it turns to dust. And stands up and looks at Ryder and looks defeated, like just looks sort of like the wind's been taken out of him.
Are you mad that you can't get bad enough to become a dragon?
Does that turn me into a dragon?
No, it just makes you angrier.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but this dream that you had previously, in the dream, you succeeded in like vanquishing this dragon, right?
I did, yeah.
So maybe you have already kind of like come under control of this power, but you just don't realize it yet. Like maybe you're approaching this from the wrong direction.
Well,
Maybe
what-
maybe you don't need to like use
Be
some
angry?
kind of like emotional trigger to
Was the
cause
trigger
this.
perhaps that his life was in danger? Like, do we
The
need to
first
like
time?
do we? I mean, we were
need to, like,
all about
attack
to
him?
kill. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if this is like a fight or flight thing.
Well, I did almost die twice in that tower.
Maybe.
But what do you mean by the wrong emotion? You think I should?
I mean, like, maybe. And, you know, like, it seems like Mira, like the other sort of dragon lady that we spoke to, like, it seems like she has full control of her power to just, like, transform at will. I'm wondering if maybe, like, you just don't know how to transform, but it's not that, like, the transformation is going to be triggered by some kind of like emotion or like external force like you might think because of how it happened the previous 2 times.
Okay.
I know that's not very helpful, but
No, I think it is. Let me just give me like 10, 20 minutes. Just alone in the field. I'm just gonna try something based off that.
okay, we back away again.
So Pot is going to sit back down and assume like a meditative position, I guess. And instead of focusing on things that have happened, and how he's felt in the past when he transformed, like all that kind of stuff, like in the past, he's not going to focus on that. The first thing he's going to do is try to shut himself off from, like clear his mind, like, and just be sort of present in the moment, listening to the wind go through the blades of grass, all that kind of stuff, and be in a very like Zen kind of peaceful state, not thinking about the past. Does anything happen when that happens?
Nothing happens.
Okay, so Pot is going to think about the feeling of transforming, but not from the perspective of how he felt when he started to transform the first time, or like what has happened in the past. It's more just like he's accepting, you just want like clear slate based on what Ryder's just said, like clear slate, instead of going from this position of anger and like frustration or like how it's been in the past. It's like from a position of like clarity and just sort of like, okay, well, I just want to transform. It's like a basic kind of thought process. It's not making it too complex.
Nothing happens, and you begin to feel angry again.
Oh shit.
How angry am I?
Please categorize
Pretty
this on a
damn
scale of
angry.
1 to 10.
Pretty damn angry.
Like dragon level without being a dragon.
Right. So, I guess Pot is just going to scream in the field as loud as he can. And the scream stops and nothing happens, presumably.
I lean
Yeah.
over to Silky and I
No,
say,
Rida and Silky, you feel the ground shake a little bit, but that's it.
ooh, the ground shake just from like his yelling?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just Does Pot feel the ground shake, or is he too caught up in the moment?
Too cut up.
So Pot's.
I yell, keep doing that. It's working.
Pot's like now he's like on his knees, and his hands are touching the ground, like like as if he was like in that meditative state. He screamed, like kind of like looking up, almost like dramatic scream, and then his two hands are on the ground, and he's like slumped over forward, and he's going to like scream into the ground while digging his like hands into the dirt.
Nothing happens, and the trembling subsides within a few seconds.
Shit. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Why don't we just I'm gonna walk over and be like,
Call it a
yeah,
night.
yeah, there, buddy. Why don't we head back to town, and think of a different plan?
Well, we may be camping here tonight.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Because didn't we ride like 8 hours out?
We did, yeah.
Half a day, but
Oh.
yeah.
That's the worst. Okay. Well, why don't we camp here, and in the morning we'll head back.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, for the rest of the evening, Pot's kind of like he feels defeated, frustrated. Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, you guys rest, and the Cornelius and Ivarin, you guys get a long rest in the tavern. What do you guys want to do on day 2?
Well, if I remember correctly, spells were pretty expensive. Actually, you know what? I want to see what level is
If you want to buy spells, I'd be happy to donate some of my gold to that.
well, I want to see if I can find knock, the 2nd level spell.
Hmm.
Seems like that might be useful in case Cornelius happens to not be there, because we all get knocked out from time to time. So yeah, I just want to go spell shopping.
Go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
100. 41.
Yeah, you find a spell scroll for knock. Sorry, just looking up the price. You find it for, let's say, $200 or 200 gold.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy that, and I'm gonna spend the rest of the day then putting that into my spell book.
Okay. That's fine then. All right, Cornelius, what are you doing during the day?
I think I will just kind of I want to I'm gonna go back to Lavender Emporium.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the dude there about the control orb schematic, if he understands what that means and what it is.
It's
And
just a spear. You're just walking in there with a circle and a diameter measurement. You're like, what could this possibly be?
it looks like a fancy diagram, though. I'm sure there's like runes and stuff on the page.
Well, yeah, it's probably true.
He says it looks like a custom schematic for a key or a control object of some sort, specially designed for whatever purpose it was for. Other than that, he doesn't really know what it is.
would it be something that you'd be interested in purchasing?
I have no idea what this thing is. Well, do you want it?
I mean, it looks
It's a
interesting,
magical
but
key thing.
I don't know if it has much use. But I mean, I would buy it for 10 gold.
I mean, I have nothing else to do with it, right? None of the
Don't
magic
do it,
people
man. He's
wanted it.
ripping you off.
No, we've built a rapport. He's my friend. Yeah, 10 gold. Why not? I can't do anything with it. So yeah, I give it to him for 10 gold.
All right.
And then I will post up somewhere just on the street, like a street corner or something, like I've done before, and do some tattoo work. See if I see anybody with any nicely crafted fist tattoos, and I'll go ahead and leave my I'll leave my tattoos visible as well during this.
You're looking for the fist tattoos?
Yeah, and also just kind of trying to make some money.
Okay.
Pass the time.
Roll a d20 for me. Guess a performance.
Oh, it would be the same thing.
13.
Actually, could I use one of my psionic dice for this, or is that I mean, I guess that probably wouldn't make a difference for this. It's a all-day thing, not a single moment. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So I think okay. So you make 6 gold.
Okay.
You don't see any final fist, but you do notice a Black Hawk tattoo.
Hmm.
Okay. I okay, this is what, currently 90 years in the future from when I got sucked away. I mean, that's probably still fresh enough. Yeah, I would try to get their attention and just try to have a conversation with them.
Okay. Yeah, you stop him in the street.
Hello, I couldn't help but notice your ink. It looks very good. So now in my fist tattoo is visible as well. I'm Cornelius, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Is there something I can do?
Yes, I think. Okay, I was just curious. I don't know how to ask this or say this without sounding like just a crazy old man, which I am, but that's not why I'm asking this. It's separate from that. About 100. Do you know much history?
I'm maybe sure some.
From the last, 100, 200 years?
I mean, maybe.
Specifically in the continent of
What do you
Maros.
want, old man?
Look, I'm just trying to figure out. I've had a hard time figuring this out. What exactly happened with the runes in the last 150, 200 years? The runes.
What runes?
The
crazy old
chaos,
man. He's
knowledge.
walking off.
Well, I guess he doesn't know his history. Okay. Yeah, I'll just continue working on my tattooing then.
All right. All right, Pot, Rida, and Silky. What do you guys do?
I wake up like a shot and check to see if Pot's a dragon.
Pot's not a dragon.
Ah.
Pot, are you a dragon?
Answer me if you're just
Are you a
roll
dragon
once
yet?
if you're a dragon.
Yes, I am. Brr, brr, brr. I'm a dragon.
This is my dragon voice.
Give me your gold. Brr.
No, I'm not a freaking dragon.
All right. Well,
So I guess when Silky Pot would have woken up a little bit earlier, because this is like a troubled sleep for him than the others, I think, and Pot would have. You would wake up and see Pot over in that field again, and at this moment, Nite Pot's going to like outstretch his arm on his right arm, and on the forearm there was that tattoo that Cornelius gave Pot, the black chain links with the radiant dragon wings. Pot's going to look down at that tattoo. And does anything happen when he looks at the tattoo?
No.
Okay. Then Pot's just going to walk back over to the camp and be like, morning.
Morning. How do you feel?
I mean, normal, I guess, which is a suboptimal result, I guess. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just not the right setting, not the right time. I still feel like I just need, like I need more guidance from Mira. I think that's going to be the key here, because I don't really know the triggering factor, and I also like having a think about it this morning. And did you guys tell Pot about the rumbling? Do you think you would have told Pot about the rumbling?
Yeah,
ground?
I probably would have mentioned it.
Okay. So then on that basis, then Pot would say, and I feel like I'm a little worried about the fact that like that is obviously something is happening in that moment. But the trigger is anger in that case, which for me doesn't bode like a good sign of like if the transformation and I'm turning into a dragon on the basis of anger, then I don't know whether that's going to be a positive dragon, you know, when I transform into a dragon. So I feel like that's a bit of a dangerous thing to play with, and I think I just need to get in contact with Mira or someone along those lines, you know, that can assist and guide me into that transformation in like a safe way. You know, maybe there is a way to transform, not through anger, but like as you say, like through something else, a different emotion, or not even an emotion at all.
I agree. I also think that is a good idea. And I feel like, yeah, it's just so like it's an unreliable power right now. So I'm not sure if it's good to use it for this purpose.
Yeah.
Something that requires like actionable engagement of the power. Okay, so as we're like heading back, because I imagine we have to be doing it at this point. Like, right, I will take back what I said. You know, if we can't go after Turmo, we can't get into the palace, we can't convince him, and we're not willing to sneak in and steal the book. Maybe we do talk to the Blackhawks.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well be a dead end, but it's the only other connection to this book that we have, and Turmo seems very uncooperative. So
We haven't tried it yet either.
yeah, so I figure we might as well we can investigate that a little bit, and if it's a very obvious dead end, we can give up on it. But it's the only other connection that we have. And while I agree that like we are going to have to deal with Turmo eventually, I just feel like we are at such a disadvantage with like information. Like we still don't understand the context for a lot of stuff, and you know, we're having a lot of trouble just with the castle itself. So I'm not sure if speaking with the Blackhawks will help, but I don't know. I feel like at this point any information is helpful, so they might be able to shed some light on stuff.
Yep, agreed.
Okay, I guess we just Keep hitting
Ride
back. And
back.
on the ride back, Pot would like to learn a new word in Shen. That would be okay.
Let me
Dragon.
see.
Yeah.
Dragon.
Ray.
The last one was, would you like to dance? But in fact, I'm saying, would you like to get headbutt? I know meow
Yeah.
meow scratch. My name is Pot, sleep, teddy bear, and grape.
Good luck forming a sentence, buddy.
Sounds fluent to me.
You don't have to say it right now. Maybe if you want to think about it, just on that trip back.
Meow meow, do you want a headbutt?
I will teach you the words for dull and sharp.
Okay. So not the phrase dull and sharp, but just
no,
two
but
words
like
dull.
the vocab, like for dull and then for sharp.
Perfect. We can use this to reference other people's intelligence.
Can I just say that I really like the idea of dull and sharp being some sort of Shen idiom.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right.
Like,
and you
I
guys.
mean, what would it be? What would it mean? Like, because okay, Shen are cats. They have claws, so it has something to do with their claws. Dull and sharp. Oh, I know. Someone who works all the time. So, like, one paw, their claws are dull because they're working all the time, and the other paw, they're sharp because they never get any time for themselves. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
I will spend the rest of the session brainstorming a Shen idiom.
There you go. But yeah, you guys make it back around midday, back to Solitude, and you probably reconvene with your friends at this point.
Cool. Did you guys have any success with your missions?
Nope. Didn't really find anything useful about the castle itself. Just everything looks pretty much the same.
I could not find a sheath for your sword. Sorry. I
That's
gave a couple
okay.
tattoos.
What about you guys? Any luck on the dragon front?
Oh yeah, he turned into a dragon twice, but he couldn't keep it going, so we had to come back.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, hopefully that'll develop into something in the future then, but we need a plan. And if we're not going to be crashing through the roof in a dragon, or on a dragon rather, then yeah, what are we going to do?
Well, we were discussing on the way back, and I know I was initially reluctant to follow Ryda's initial plan about talking to the Blackhawks, but I don't know. Like, we can't go in guns blazing. Why don't we try the Blackhawks plan?
Well, I don't have a better idea.
I mean, I honestly don't either. I think we just gotta try something at this point.
Yeah.
I agree. So, do we have any leads or connections to get in touch with the Blackhawk people?
I saw one
I mean, I think
on the street yesterday. Earlier today, I don't remember.
Okay. Is that do you think that's like something we could pursue? Like via that connection, or?
He thought I was just a crazy old man. I can't imagine why.
Neither can I.
But maybe if someone else were to speak to him, or maybe we could find some others. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, I know there's some kind of like shadowy organization, but maybe we can like poke around and see if we can find some information about like where they gather, like where their home base is or something.
In the shadows, I would assume.
Yeah, somewhere shadowy for sure.
In the past, they used to just have a big building that had their logo and a sign in front of it. But that was a long time ago. I don't know if that's still a thing.
Well, what did the logo look like?
A Black Hawk?
You don't say.
I mean, did you not see it when he came by when we looked at the thing the other day? It's this roundish logo. It looks like a hawk with the wings all curled up.
You have no sense of sarcasm, do you?
Yes, no, this is like this is problematic.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Well,
All right.
I mean,
well, seems like we don't really have a better option, so let's
We-
look around for this symbol.
yeah, I mean, and if we do get into contact with them, we could, like, our approach could be something on the lines of, we can state that we want to talk to someone of some form of authority about a book that was traded that might alert, like push it up the chain far enough to have us speak to someone who has a little bit more authority.
It might
And
also
then
it might also make them decide to immediately kill us.
But we could say that we have no, like, you've done the deal. We have no quarrel with you. We have absolutely no issue with the Hawks. What we do want to know is more about Termo and what his intentions are with the book. We have absolutely no quarrel with them. They've made their money. They've done the deal. We don't want anything to do with that side of things. But we just want some information about Termo, or we're looking for, more information on Termo. I don't know how we feel about that, or whether that would,
I mean,
that
I'm
would get
no
us into more
expert in
trouble.
this kind of cloak and dagger stuff. It just seems like walking into there and being like, we want information on the most powerful man in this city might. Oh, and also we know that you did this shady deal with said most powerful man in the city. Just kind of seems like a recipe for trouble to me.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just my suggestion. I'm not sure how else we go about it. We're sort of
We do tend to overplan, don't we?
well, we don't really have anything at the moment, aside from knocking on Termo's door, going, "Hey, buddy," or
I mean, we could
fighting
try
our
that.
way through. True, that's a good point. We could knock and say,
I mean,
"Hey."
so either way, your suggestion is just knock on someone's door and say, "Hey."
Yeah, like, do you know where the Blackhawks are? Tell us.
Where is Termo?
Tell us now. Yeah, that also is a great idea. No, I mean, like, I think a tavern and asking around for like shady shit is a great way to find someone who sells shady shit. Like we could find these guys the way that anybody finds them, right? They are businessmen and women who are looking to make deals. Like we just find them.
Yeah, just find them.
What's like the most illegal drug like in Solitude right now?
Honey, there is no mafia. I'm a gnomish American businessman.
Yeah.
Isn't there some blue drug thing? Not meth, but like some other drug.
Let's ask for meth.
There's
It's
Hera.
definitely meth.
Yeah, the Hera. I'm sure that they dabble in that.
I don't want to dabble in that. It's pretty dangerous.
Well, no, I don't mean us dabble in it.
I mean, I'll try anything once.
But yeah, we could just inquire along that route.